All right, good morning, everybody. If you can hear me and if the mic sounds good, I do have the fan on once again, so hopefully nobody can hear the fan. So hit that number 1 if you can hear me and if it all sounds acceptable. Are we still dropping? Holy smokes. Pam, Krager, Kevin, Earl. I like to always get 5-1, so looking for one more 1. That way I can have ultimate confidence that the mic does indeed sound good. Krista, Matt, perfect. Kevin, no, okay. I don't know if Kevin's still here, but Trevon, sure. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Very quickly, for those of you that watch this in the archive, thank you very much. If you want to have something to continue to watch, though, then this is totally viewer supported, and the best way to support is to save yourself some money. So when you use code CLAY, which is case sensitive, so all caps, with any of these prop firms, you will save yourself money. Whatever the current promotion is at any of these prop firms, you'll get that. You'll save yourself money. And like I said, you also help support the stream. I recommend, I love Take Profit Trader, especially if you're a beginner to the prop firm space, such as Kevin. Take Profit Trader as a beginner to the prop firm space, Kevin. Then they are the ones to go. They have the most clean set of rules, easy to understand. But then once you become more experienced, these other prop firms, including Lucid, I think make a little bit more sense. So for everybody that has used code CLAY, though, thank you very much. Wow. Still just dropping. Well, good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, July 2nd. The year is 2026. And we have ourselves, not as crazy as like a couple weeks ago. But today has been pretty, it has not been a G-rated day. Let me put it that way. I wouldn't even say it's been PG. Today, we're at like PG-13 or R rating today. Now, that doesn't mean you can't make money from it, but I think a lot of people got cooked. And I want to talk at 11. We need to have a talk at 11 a.m. Eastern. So at 11 a.m. Eastern, please in the chat, say, Clay, we have to talk. I kind of want to go over my day and explain where I'm at on things. But yeah, this is one of these. No, that was like 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago was that rating. But I have no problem saying that if you cooked in an account today, you're probably I think you're probably the rule, not the exception. So if you have not cooked in an account today, I would say you are the exception, not the rule. It's mainly due to the pullback right here. This I can see just fooling people over and over again. I mean, so many, candles. Now that one worked out fine, but even right there, that candle was trending, pull back, a little bit of a hammer right there, and then this whole move down, cooked them. So this is what can get really crazy. So people that were buying that hammer get cooked to only see it bounce back up. So now they're on tilt. So now they're thinking, all right, see, I was right originally. I was just a little too early. Okay, now let's get long. Boom, cooked again. Okay, there's the hammer. No. Okay, here, boom. It was just, on the rule of times too, yeah. So yeah, if you cooked an account today, again, make sure you learn from it. But don't beat yourself up too hard, because today was certainly a tricky day. All right. We might be getting a short here. I am short. Take the little scalpy scalp there. I stayed out today. Gold went crazy, and I knew immediately I was set on my hands type day. Interesting. So you use gold as like some sort of indicator on if you should be trading or not? Pam, good thing I slept in during the open. Very tricky. Well, it wasn't necessarily the open. So the open 9:30. It's more so this back half. So after 10. Which is kind of like somebody like, I don't like to touch the market during the first 30 minutes. Well, the first 30 minutes wasn't too crazy. I mean, things made sense. This right here was a little goofy, but when it came back up, gave a couple hammers, headed back up, nice pullback hammer, nice move up. And then right here at about 10:06 is where things got goofy, I think, for people. Yeah, Walmart's cracking. Had my largest win this morning. Good job, Red Tiger. Congrats. Yen is starting to rise. Okay. Yeah, fair enough reversion. I cannot say, and hey, but as somebody that's using like primarily the 2-minute and the 5-minute, not totally concerned or don't really care. I'll just be as bluntly, I've put zero brain power into what the yen is doing. Maybe I should be. Maybe the yen is affecting the 2-minute and 5-minute chart, but for my strategy, can't say I've devoted any brain power to think about what the yen's doing. Krager, positive position size has been no more than 2 MQ. Yeah, that's smart. Green, but has been a tough day. No, gold is my secondary. Yeah. I guess it makes sense. So, but I'm just curious, how does your secondary all of a sudden make you not want to trade today? If it's even, especially if it's a secondary. Couple stabs, tight stops, lots of learning opportunities today. I like the way you frame that. Lots of learning opportunities. Exactly, Scott. Well said. Well said. Yeah, let me know how your days are going. Wow. Guess I should have held, but shoulda, coulda, woulda. It's now becoming one of these situations where, like, are you seriously going to go lower? Like, you're going to go lower. So in some senses, my short I took there was, I'm like, okay, I think I'm kind of sort of chasing, so let me just go for the scalpy scalp. But no, it want to go lower. The white line here is the low of the day. So the price can never get below that white line. The white line itself will just adjust itself lower. Anyways, Kevin, let me put it this way, Kevin. When you're new and you don't know what you don't know, part of that is actually researching prop firms. You don't know what you're looking at, dude. You've never done prop firms. You know what I mean, man? That's what I'm just saying. Just take Profit Trader. Like, very, very clean set of rules. You start to go down these other pathways, you're going to find yourself with consistency and scaling and scalping and all these other different rules. And you're going to be like, wait, what? I should have clarified. S&P did the same thing. Oh, okay. That helps. That makes more sense then. No trading today. Those news days tend to get me. Yeah, that's what I want to talk about, because I was like right and wrong at the same time about my analysis of today. But thankfully there's charts. So, but yeah, I want to wait till 11. Today's been a very strange day. I'll put it that way. One of the stranger days I've had in quite a while. And the reason I'm waiting till 11 a.m. Eastern is because, technically speaking, that's when I said this would start. So all of you that are here right now, I love you all. You are my favorites because you are early. But to be fair to the people that show up at 11, if I were to say, and they say, hey, Clay, how's your day? And I'm like, I already talked about it. They'd be like, what do you mean you already talked about it? I'm here on time. Now, I don't always talk about and do like a recap, but if I think there's learning lessons, and usually learning lessons come when I'm cooking accounts, so those are when we'll have the talks. Hey Clay, what do you think about the orb strategy? Orb strategy, if you are defining that as just simply all you're doing is this, so let's just take the 30-minute orb strategy. So if this is what you mean by orb strategy, is wait 30 minutes, map out the high, the low, and then you buy and go long if it goes up through, or you sell, go short. Whoop, that was not the right color. Then, or you sell and go short if it goes down through. That is a joke. That's not going to happen. Does trading need to be rocket science? Trading does not need to be rocket science. But is trading actually that easy? Unfortunately, no. Now, if you're using the 30-minute orb and then you're using it within a structure of a bigger strategy, fine. I have nothing against it at all. But if by 30-minute orb you mean what I just mapped out there, I wish trading were that easy. How nice would it be if that's all you had to do? Just wait 30 minutes, map out the high, map out the low, there's my range, and then you just wait. Man, I wish it were that easy. It's not, though. Well, see, Kevin, the flaw with that logic is you're just assuming that everything goes back up. Now the market goes back up because the market is continually kicking the losers to the curb and then putting winners in. But like, you're not trading the market. So be careful with that premise. I've seen it destroy many traders. Well, everything always goes back up. No, no, no. That's the market you're talking about. Individual stocks, there are no guarantee that your individual stock will go back up. No, did that make sense? You're welcome. Hey, good morning, Mahis, Mr. Watkins. So right now, I'm like, does it really keep going lower? I kind of want to play double, and I will. I will, which is two though, because this is. I mean, think about it. If a candle were to drop this much, don't get me wrong. That's a good sized candle. But that's also worth 100 points right now. Again, I would not call that a gigantic candle by any stretch. Would certainly not call it small, but a moderately big candle right now would be worth 100 points. So keep an eye on position size. Okay, that's better, Kevin. So it sounds like you have a stop loss in place. Then that's fair. But your original account was just laying back, waiting for SpaceX to rise to sell. Right. So that was my point. It's like, well, be careful about you just making it seem like, oh, I'm just waiting for this thing to happen. Yeah. Well, the thing you're waiting for won't necessarily happen. But with your clarification, I see what you're saying. So there you go. You got to stop at 150. MU falling. Hey, Niraj. How about the 1 hour candle? I don't use the hourly, but I can imagine it's probably an intense looking candle. That would be my guess. And there was no double bottom. It just keeps going lower. Wow. Is this about to be one of these days where we're going to reflect back and be like, hey guys, remember when the live stream started and I was commenting about how, wow, we're down 300 points already. And then all of a sudden, like 2 hours from now, it's just going to be like 800. I don't know. We'll see. But because you got to remember, this was actually green at one point. So we were actually, that number was a good solid green number. So to go from a good solid green number to now minus 300, I mean, goodness. Space Jam. That name rings a bell. So yeah, long time. Yeah, so that might, yes, I don't know why the name rings a bell, but hey, it does ring a bell. Yeah, good to see you. Hey, Jimmy. Okay, yes, now it's starting to come back. You're one of those guys. Now it's coming back. Wait, aren't you like an options trader or something like that? Let me test my memory. There's a reason why, for some reason, your name sticks out in my mind, and it's if I can be honest, it's not for the greatest reasons. I have two strategies based off 2-5 candles acting open. Yeah, and again, evil, and that's way different than just like I said, the what some people mean by the orb strategy, where like it is overly simplified. Like I wish trading were that easy. I use many time frames, but my two primary would be the 2-minute and the 5-minute. Where did you go anyway, Space Jam? You get absolutely crushed. Had to rebuild some accounts, which is fine. I mean, that's odds what's happened. And hey, we've all been there. We've all gone. Well, okay, I can't say we've all. That's a strong word. Many of us, with enough time in the markets, have experienced absolutely getting crushed. A rebuild. Yeah, there you go. Well, I appreciate your honesty. It's the people that show up. They kind of they do quite a bit of chirping, and then they disappear, and then they come back way later, and you're like, man, what happened? You're like, oh, my dog got sick. Did your dog really get sick, or did you maybe just get absolutely destroyed, and you've been needing to rebuild? So again, Space Jam, I applaud you for your honesty and just flat out admitting, okay, yeah, I needed to do some rebuilding. All right, I don't know. I think I got to try this short until. There we go. Even that, what is that? 53, 63, 73. That's like a 27 point stop. Not that great of a distance. Still worth 27 points. And no, bounce. What's that? What's a bounce? That's crazy. All right, we got about 3 minutes until 11 a.m. Eastern. I don't know. It just kind of randomly dawned on me that, was it Monday? We needed to have an 11 a.m. chat, and we never did. No, either nobody ever reminded me, or you guys tried to remind me, and I was distracted by a trade. I don't know what happened. Well, do some practice. Practice with 3 numbers, Kevin. Type here to hold yourself accountable. Type your entry point as a number. Type your stop loss as a number, and then type your target. See how you do. But yeah, right now what you're doing is just broad statements. Not a good way to practice. Because you could be right that it goes lower, but who knows? Maybe you get stopped out before it goes lower. You know what I mean? That's why if you give yourself 3 numbers, that's a very, very precise way to practice, which is actually the reality of the market. And I think the best way to illustrate that is, hypothetically, Kevin, if you called your broker and you're like, seems like it even wants to go lower, your broker would be like, okay, well, we still need an entry point, sir. I'm just scalping, but the scalps, even as base hits, great gains. Yeah, that Jocko, it's more volatile today, that's for sure. Okay, maybe we're going to be in business here. I really don't like my stop being in. Let's do this. I want to get my stop above the 21 EMA. So let's do something like that. Yeah. Okay, good. 27 point stop again. Are your pivots showing up? Nope, probably not. Okay, now they are. Oh, there's a pivot right there, huh? Thank you, sir. Doxol. Yeah, I still can't do it, though. I don't like that entry point at the pivot. It's mainly because the 21 EMA is throwing me off. Now, if I didn't use a 21 EMA, maybe I could make that work, but I do, so. When you first started, how did you learn? I taught myself, which was a disaster, which was very, very costly and annoying and not fun, which is why when I got into real estate investing, I gladly invested just shy of $5,000 into various resources to learn how to do real estate investing. So yeah, I taught myself. Books are worthless. Now, if it's a book on psychology, and not even necessarily trader psychology, but just psychology in general, those are good, because trading is mainly managing the voices in your head. Now, I do offer a mentorship program myself, but I do understand. Well, of course you're going to say that because you want. I don't have any. I lose all credibility. I get it, because you're just going to throw on, or most people just will throw on your face, of course you're going to say that. And it's like, fair point. I mean, it's still, what I'm saying is the truth. But like, I understand why you don't really believe me. Yeah, 1MNQ is, would be enough. Again, Kevin, what I'm trying to tell you is what you're doing doesn't mean anything in real trading. Like, you think it's going to go lower. That's fair. That's a general observation. But the real world of trading, you've got to take general observations and make them practical. So now it's the question of, well, how do you define practical? Well, you have to do an entry point, a stop loss, and a target. Those 3 numbers you got to figure out. So that's what I mean. Give yourself those 3 numbers. You have a general observation. Cool. No problem at all. You think it's going to go lower. Okay. How do you make money from your observation? So where do you get short? Where do you put your stop? Where do you think it's going to go, your target? Do you see what I mean? How that's actually really good quality practice, as opposed to just making general statements like, I think it's going to go down. Because I mean, okay, that doesn't mean you're going to make any money. Yeah, there you go. So I'm just a bagel. If you want to read Krager is a student of the mentorship. So I know some people are so cynical that you'll just say, no, that's you, Clay. That's like a bot account that you have. That's not actually, I get it. Some people, they are unconvincible of anything. But if anybody Wants to get a little bit more feedback from an independent source. There you go. C.K. Krager. He is a student of the mentorship. Yeah, yep, trading the zone, that's kind of a classic. I don't know if this is true. So you fact check me if you care enough. But I heard that Mark Douglas was never actually a trader. Like he was basically just a psychologist or something. I don't know if that's true though, which is kind of crazy. Now that doesn't mean that his book is garbage. It's just kind of weird that like a very, very, very famous book in the world of trader psychology was written by a guy that was never even a trader. But I don't know if that's true. So hence the fact. That's why disclaimer. That's just what I heard once. That's what the milkman told me once. White line is the low of the day. So the price can never get below that white line. The white line itself just will move lower. Hey, Brad. Got my 5th pro today. Hey, good job, Pam. Yeah, Pam, another person, membership. Okay. Well, are we really going to just start ranging here? Good morning, Lucev. Dang, nobody even reminded me at 11 a.m. So honest question, you guys just not care? Like I am not offended if you guys are like, Clay, honestly, it's kind of conceited, it's kind of narcissistic, it's kind of what words am I looking for? Like self-centered that you're going to just now talk about your day. Like we don't care, Clay. Just again, if that is why nobody reminded me, I'm open to feedback as always. But like the mere fact that nobody reminded me that it was 11 a.m. is kind of like, okay, maybe they don't care as much as I thought people might care. Again, I am not offended in any way. If you guys are like, yeah, Clay, bit too narcissistic, brother. All right, game. Okay, unfortunately, now we have some decent action that I might want to take a trade on. So we got to postpone it. We do have another. Do I wait for the pivot point? Or do I just try to play a double bottom off of here? Okay, here's what we're going to do. Step 1 of my requirements, it's got to hit the white line. If it can do that, I will throw an order for a long right here. But step 1 is it's got to hit the white line. There it is. Okay, here we go. Oh no, there will be no double. Does not look like there will be any double bottoms today. All right, never mind. Glad I waited for. Okay. Let's try the pivot point though. Okay, good. I appreciate the feedback. So it sounds like it was just a function of people losing track of the time like myself. So fair enough. All right, maybe just a little fake break of the double bottom. Could be something spicy like that. Again, I am trying to. There's no need to lie to myself, lie to any of you. Be honest with yourselves as traders. I'm trying to catch a knife. Now, is it a degenerate random knife catch? I don't think so. I mean, I am trying to catch it at a pivot point, so I think that's a potential bounce point. However, it is a knife catch nonetheless. So there's no need to be like, oh no, Clay, you're not trying to catch a falling knife. Oh, I'm trying to catch a falling knife. If that green line turns blue, I'm in. So I am very glad I waited for confirmation here instead of just buying. So waiting for confirmation saved me from what would have been a losing trade here. But I'm not waiting for confirmation here. I'm just going to try to anticipate it. I'm going to try to catch that knife. Risky trade, though. Risky. It's always risky when you're trying to catch a knife, but... Hey, Chris. Hey, Z3. All right, here we go. Maybe, kind of, sort of. If that turns blue, I'm in. I'm in. All right, pivot point. Do your thing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Oh boy. Surely the pivot provides at least some sort of bounce. I'm wondering if I want to add one more time. I have plenty of green, which is why I'm open to potentially adding just one more time. See if we can get a bounce. But as of now, did I even? I think I may. No. I did have a chance at a scalp. Scalp, I was just too slow, huh? Okay, this candle's about to be done. Okay. Ooh. Oh no. Uh-oh. Is it going to use my get up there, get up there, get up there? All right, I'm going to take that. That seems like a gift. In all actuality, that should have been a small losing trade. So that was a bad trade because what I should have been thankful that it bounced up enough just to give me a small loser. I actually, and so not only did I pass by the small loser, I also passed by the break even, and I went for a green trade. That was a bad trade. At that point, if I was journaling, so right now a lot of people ask, "Hey Clay, do you journal?" Not physically, but right now I'm doing my mental journal, and my mental journal on that one was that was a bad trade because that should have been a small loser because it never did give me a chance to really add down here. So at that point, all right, fine. So that was my mental journal. If I was to write stuff down, bad trade, try to catch a knife, good entry, made sense because of the pivot point, but ultimately turned out the price didn't care about it. I had the opportunity for a small loss, and I turned down the small loss, and then I had an opportunity at break even. I turned down break even, and then I took a small winner. I should have taken the small loss. See, I don't want to write all that down. But there's my mental journal right there. But Clay, it kept going. Well, yes, in hindsight, it kept going. So in hindsight, you'd be like, no, Clay, that was good you waited. But in fact, Clay, it was bad that you took the small win. Yes, all in hindsight. But the fact of the matter, before we had this new data is what we call hindsight. I mean, obviously I would have kept holding. Obviously I would have added more if I knew this was all going to occur. But what was the pivot based off of? It's just the pivot point. I'd be a liar if I said I knew the pivot calculations and how all that worked off the top of my head. There's too many indicators out there these days for me to remember like the exact math behind it all. Took 170 points on your last contract. Good job, G3. Remind me, where are you at? Are you building racehorses right now, Z3? Where are you at in your journey? I can't remember. Hey, Jays. Good morning, Brian. Thank you. Can anybody tell me what they are doing? Amen, you got to be a little bit more specific. Abe or Abby? How do you say your name? Abby or Abe? Yeah, pivots if you just want to throw them on. How do I do that? Or how did I do that way back when? No, here? No. Indicators? Yeah, okay. Indicators, channels, pivots. So on Tradeovate, if you want to get the pivots there you go. So I passed that first eval and blew it on the first day. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay, that reminds me. Thank you. Hey, Greg. Am I crazy or have you not been here the past couple of days, Greg? Or am I just imagining that? I'm sorry if you've been here and I'm always setting myself up for potentially looking like an idiot. Like, what are you talking about, Clay? I've been here the entire week and I've been very active. What do you mean? You don't. Okay, so let's talk about my day real quick. So to build a little context of why today was one of the stranger days in a while. Okay. So here was to my private community, and this was at 9:21 a.m. Eastern. A bit of so what I would a bit of news influencing this, meaning okay, I'm not strictly operating on the charts here. I am letting some of the news today influence my thought process, but the job report was underwhelming. And yes, the market went up initially due to thinking it would help make the Fed cuts. The Fed cuts due to thinking it would help make the Fed cut rates instead. Okay, and raising them. So what I'm saying is, the way the markets work is this. If the markets make more sense if you look at the market as a whiny child. So what does a whiny child want? Where they want sugar. What is sugar in the financial world? Low interest rates, right? Low interest rates mean debt's cheaper. You can go out there, act like a degenerate, leverage up, blah, 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 all that stuff. Look, so the markets, they want that cheap money. It is sugar to that child. So a way to get that sugar, a way to get lower interest rates is if job reports are bad. Because if job reports are bad, the economy is bad. We've got to start to do stuff to help protect the economy. And just economic theory that these people are using suggests, all right, let's just make debt very cheap. Economy bad, let's cut interest rates. So with the bad jobs report, the market will say, well, hey, that's good. That means we have a better chance of getting that sugar. But my point and what I was trying to explain here is, well, yeah, that's true. However, it is still a bad jobs report. So yes, the initial move was up. So this one, the jobs report came out at 8:30 right here. So jobs report came out, yay, sugar, sugar, sugar. But, well, let's think about this. Is sugar actually that good if the economy is showing signs that things are rough? So that's where I said right here, instead of raising them. But the fact is, it was not a good jobs report. So I think we'll see continued bleeding. With that said, the charts are still the driver of my decisions. And this is where the weirdness on my day begins, because I was wrong. I said bleeding. And what I meant by continued bleeding was right here. So going into the New York Stock Open, that is what we were seeing. We were already seeing bleeding. I thought that was going to continue. This right here was not on my bingo card. So I was wrong. However, I was kind of right. My timing was just off, because here is what I would argue. Now, is this the exact reason why the markets are pulling back? I can't say that for sure, but I think so. I think so at the end of the day. Like, bad jobs reports, not actually that good. Not that good when the economy is looking shaky. So it was like the market kind of absorbed the news, and then the child was like, stop their temper tantrum, and then reality is showing back up as it bleeds and bleeds and bleeds. So I was wrong, but I was still kind of right. With all that said, being you would think, so you probably had a disastrous day. I didn't, though. That's the crazy part. So here's my day, and it's been, quite frankly, well, not as good as it could be, but really, really good. So to just kind of go through the accounts here, right here is a new 50K test, maxed out. I did not mean to do that. I opened it up, I'm like, whoa, I maxed it out perfectly. So 1,500 on the day. This is a past test account that I'm just doing flip trades on. Let's make sure, can you guys see what I'm pointing? Yeah. So that's where that is coming from. So I'm already over 53 on that one. Here is a newly passed account that I just passed today. Just went over 53 on that one. So this one will need some flip days. And then right here, this at the top is my pro account. And this should be better. However, I am quite grateful for that number right there. Should it be more? Yeah, it should definitely be more. But did I see my life flash before its eyes on this one today? Yes. So the mere fact that is that I still have that account, let alone it actually being green 294, I am quite grateful for that. So very, very grateful for that background context. So with that said, I'm like, oh boy, I don't know if you've never been there, maybe you can't relate to it. But if you've ever had a pro account or a funded account and you've had those moments where you're like, holy crap, I shouldn't even have this account, but yet the fact I still have it and it's green, dude, I am quite grateful. Do I really want to keep pushing it? And for me, my answer was no. Because I don't even know if I'll trade it tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be wonky with the market being very weird because it closes out early. So, and what I don't want to do, I don't want to cook a pro account going into July 4th weekend. I don't want to have that annoyance on my mind. Um, so point being is, do I really want to push it, keep trading it, and then risk cooking it and then having potential? Because I know my mental. I've been at this 20 years now. I know my mind, and it would not be a good scenario to keep pushing on that account and then to have it be cooked. So I was like, okay, well, let me fire up a 150 account. So 150 account, fired it up, and that is what I am on now, and that is what I am going to continue to be on for those reasons. So if you're like, Clay, I only want to watch if you're trading pro accounts, but fine. Well, then I guess. But this is also the powerful thing about prop firms is I'm doing risk management here, but yet still making progress. So how am I managing risk? Well, I'm locking in those gains. These are protected, not going to touch it. So those, from a risk management standpoint, my gains are locked in. And these are very practical gains. These are what can be paid out. However, I am still making progress. I got that horse to half past that one, and now I'm working on a new one. So even if I cook this one today, not the plan, but if I do, okay, I'd much rather cook a test account than a pro account. But if I have a really good day on this one, which so far so good, I'm actually making progress towards getting a 150K account passed. So that is why, because I understand some people's argument would be, well, pull up a demo. Just trade a demo the rest of the day. I can't do that. With demos, I'm going to just sit there and trade like 50 NQs. It's going to be totally unrealistic. It's going to be stupid. It's not going to accomplish anything. If anything doing that, it's going to like introduce bad habits. Because with a demo, when you have zero skin in the game, who cares? Like I said, who hasn't traded like hundreds of, I don't know about hundreds, but like, you know what I mean? In fact, was it Matt? Somebody here like a couple weeks ago was like, yeah, I'm in demo right now trading 20 NQ. So it's like, well, of course you are. So for me with prop firms though is you can protect your gains, still have very small risk, but you can still actually make progress towards something. So that's what I'm doing today. Today is, I guess we'll just call it a progress day. I am just trying to work on this account here. But at the end of the day, though, it's strange in the sense of how my thesis of being bearish bias was wrong. And then all of a sudden it became right as we continue to bleed. So anyways, there is my day. So no cooked accounts. Very, very close to having a cooked account. Thankfully, it didn't cook and it put some green in my pocket. But I'm not going to push my luck too much. No sense trading demos. Exactly. And that is my argument against the whole. Again, I understand the premise of, well, Clay, if you just absolutely have to keep trading, then just fire up a demo, like a total. And when I say demo, I mean like zero skin in the game, not even a test account, just literally a demo account. Like I said, I don't like that for two reasons. You're not actually making any progress, but I think probably more importantly, for me at least, like it really could introduce just bad, degenerate habits. I do just for the thrill. Exactly. And that's kind of my point. That's my point. Yeah, you do it for the thrill. And it's like, I don't know if I want to potentially introduce thrill voices into my actual trading. For me, Matt, maybe your brain is a little bit stronger than my brain. So I'm not saying you're wrong to do that. But like for me, I don't like that risk. Hey, thank you, Spartacus. And just to nitpick a little bit, it's got to be all caps, Clay. Unfortunately, it is case sensitive, so when you type it in, just make Clay all caps. Hey, morning, Timbo. So there's my day. There's where I'm at. Very, very strange day. So yes, I was right. I think we're bleeding because the market is like realizing, yeah, that was not a great jobs report. However, I was, it went up first. And again, if you got cooked, I mean, this has been a very sad. So what else makes this strange is how, what's going on here? What in the world? That should. Why is it doing that? That's weird. It's like moving it down. Anyways, there we go. That's more what that was weird. Anyways, this pullback here was savage. Starting with that candle right there, I can see, okay, we're trending, pulling back. There's a nice little hammer. Let's try to get long, cooked. And then this is just savagery because then it bounces up, puts people, see how my timing was off. Then people try to get long, cooked. Okay, there's a hammer. Okay, maybe. Okay, there's another little spinning. Okay, nope, cooked. Okay, there's a hammer. Oh, shit, nope, done. Oh, look at that. Nope, done. So yes, my guess would be there are a couple people here that lost some accounts today trying to play this pullback long, and there are plenty of spots where I can see why you would go long. I don't know. Today is very strange because I am actually having a really good day past the counts and just very good day, but I'm not quite sure how I totally got here. Right now, I understand that, Matt, but what I'm saying is what I'm in a demo and doing it for entertainment purposes only for myself. It's like I don't necessarily, I got to be careful that those like demo voices don't all of a sudden show up my real life trading. But it sounds like in your mind, you are very good at like parceling that thing off. So fair enough. Nice job, Zach. I'm down 735. Hey, Vril, well, you're managing risk. Last time a good jobs report came out, NASDAQ dumped. Yeah. But a little different then. Yeah, exactly. AI, and then also, there's some other little determining factors. But so here we go. Remember, not that what like 30 minutes ago, I'm like, man, I can't believe we're down 330 points. Can it really go lower? The market said, watch, brother, we're going down another 100. So I mean, can it really keep going lower? I guess we'll see. So what was I gonna? I thought I was gonna say something. Crap. Did anybody see the timestamp of when I went through all that? Doggone it. I don't know what timestamp. I talked about that for quite a while. Probably like the 30-minute timestamp, maybe. Morning, Eric. I think it will go low at 29. I think it will go low as 29,500. Okay, so fair enough, Kevin. I'm gonna walk you through this. I know is okay. So where are you gonna get short at? You think it's gonna go down? Fine. So where are you gonna get short? What level? Let's start there. Your observation is you think it's coming down here. So you've given us a target. So you've given us one of the three numbers. You've given us your target down here. So now where are you gonna get in at though? Did we fill the gap in bottom? I don't know. I don't know if there's a gap fill or not. Oh boy. Oh, the daily. Yeah, I'm not quite sure if we filled a gap or not. Oh, I see. You would buy at 29,500. That's your entry at that point, and put a stop loss. So this is what I mean, and put a stop loss right under it. So you're shortchanging yourself right under it. You need to define that. How do you define right under it? Is right under it a point, 2 points, 5 points? Whereas if you just give a number for your stop loss, you automatically provide clarity by defining just under it. You see what I mean about broad statements? You're giving because what you're gonna do in hindsight is like it might go down there and drop like 4 points below it and then just bounce, and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, well right under it for me was 5 points. What I meant by right under it was a 5 point. So yeah, see, I would have stayed in. But if you just give yourself a number, you can hold yourself totally accountable. That is why I say it's good practice. Order flow VWAP. It's in the drawing tools. This volume profile. Wait, so what have I been using then? What is, because I've been using this. Day, is it different than this? Day volume, or are those the same things? It is on Ninja now. Okay, this is Tradovate. Oh, I'm sorry. You're asking and see if it added. I mean, it might be in the if you explore the community indicators, but I'm actually no, I'm sorry. Drawing tools. I'm actually what is this? Oh, what did I just do? I don't know what I did at yeah. Okay, I have no idea what just happened there. Oh, I see. That's a okay. That's a fixed range one. Gotcha. Okay, looking for a short here at the 21 EMA. Kind of already went right up there. Again, very, very volatile day out there. So friendly reminder to everybody, check that position size. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. And also, I will be streaming the Open tomorrow. Markets do close early at 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow for 4th of July. So I'll be here. I think I'm going to start at 9 a.m. Eastern. So we'll go 9 to the close. Who here is who's going to be around tomorrow? I'm curious, like how many people are just going to be abandoning ship, like already starting the 4th of July? Does anybody have tomorrow off work? Well, good. I'm glad there'll be a bunch of people. Okay, so you have the day off. Gotcha. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm working, unfortunately. Well, I mean that you must be getting like time and a half or something. Dutterman market, very good. Present, fantastic. Uh, didn't you have okay Canada Day yesterday or something? Did I lose my pivots again? I think I lost my pivots. Like, what is up with this? There we go. Got the pivots back. Isn't this? I don't know. I'm not unemployed. I'm just a trader. Good. Sounds like we'll still have a good group tomorrow then. I listen at work. Do you work tomorrow though, Keith? I think tomorrow I get holiday pay, which is time and a half. Okay, so yeah, even employers are counting tomorrow. It's kind of like 4th of July. Or well, at least your employer is. Okay, maybe a short here. That pivot point right there is currently the thorn in the hooves of wait, bears don't have hooves. That pivot point there is the thorn in the claws. No, that was not claw. The feet of the bears. I guess bears just have feet. No, bears don't have. I think you're actually right. Oh, look, it's a bear paw. I think that's what. Okay, that's true. I'm contemplating a short right here. See if it can clear these lows. You're right. They do make a paw print. That's fair. I guess I don't know if I ever realized that. Bears have paws. And then their paws have claws. I don't know. I think I'd say look at the size of his feet. Yeah, bear paw. Yeah, no, that sounds right. Okay, here we go. Maybe a short. If it hits this green line, I'm putting it in an order right here, looking for a rejection. But step one for me, want to see it first hit the green line. Some of you might be saying, is that not close enough? We'll let hindsight be the judge on that. I guess so. I guess it was close enough. Doggone it. See, that's the power of independent thinking. For those of you that are like, no, that's close enough for me. Hey, you chose wisely. You had a nice I don't know, 37 down to basically had like a 30-point scalp there opportunity. All right, here we go. I don't like it now down here because my risk profile is a bit bigger. Suppose I could still try it. And I'm just trying to trade the trend. As far as I can tell, the trend is down. Who's the bear? Yeah, that one. I had the anatomy backwards. Did you short the trend? I'm not in a trade right now. I've done nothing. I'm a failure. No, I mean, did you? I don't know. You think I can remember my last trade? Okay, all kidding aside, what was my last trade? I don't remember. What was it? Getting long? I think it was a long. So I don't know, Neil. Who do you think I am being able to remember my trade from 3 seconds ago? All right, I'm trying to short here. If it wants to come back down. That red line turns blue, I'm in. That is true. Close enough is not good enough. Toe beans? What are toe beans? It's crazy. Again, if the red line turns blue, that means I am in. So only want to get short if it comes back down. Oh, Dean, stop. Stop it, Dean. That's such an easy thing to disprove. Okay, if that red line turns blue, we're in. So you think BlackRock and Vanguard are on the phone with each other. They're saying, all right, boys, we brought it down here. Let's bring it up here. Let's bring it down here. Okay, let's bring it back up here. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you believe? Because that's like a lot of power, brother. That is like a lot of power. Wow, we just keep bouncing. Okay, so now I'm waiting for everybody to just be like, oh, it was so obvious. It broke that. See, it broke the low right here. So that was just such an obvious long. Okay, this is a good indicator of who the scammers are on social media. Anybody that just tries to point something out about how, oh yeah, I knew my system, my concepts knew that this breakdown through these lows was actually the true bottom. It's like, do you know how many times that's happened over the course of this whole pullback? Odd how they just all of a sudden claim that, almost like they wait for hindsight and then start to annotate things on hindsight. Okay, well, Dean, as long as you, because we've had some people here, and whether they say it's the banks or the market maker or hedge fund, whatever, we have had some people say that there is an entity that has the power to have the price come up, come down, and then form a nice bull flag and then go up again. But it sounds like you're not defining control. We have had some people define control that way. That is the definition of control. That's very easy to prove not accurate by using a little bit of economic history and logic, but that's not your definition. So never mind. It's a well-oiled machine. Like I said, as long as nobody here is defining control as being able to literally hey fellas, let's create a bull flag on the 2-minute time frame. Nobody has that amount of control at all. Not even close. No, yes, I do realize some people out there. What is this? Oh, is that volume profile thing I drew way back when and then didn't know what? What is that yellow? Is it just, huh? Okay, that must be that tool that I put in there. When it okay, I have no idea what I'm looking at right now. Dude, this makes me look so smart though. Dang, I'm going to build a cult around this thing. I have no idea what it is, but holy smokes. Yeah, I have no idea what. Okay, what does that mean? Did I move it? What is that? How do I get rid of it? I don't know. Again, nobody controls it in that way. So the only people that want you to think that the market is controlled are those trying to build a cult. Because what they're setting up is this. Hey, the market is controlled by fill in the blank, an algorithm, a hedge fund, blah, blah, blah. The market's controlled by that. But do you know who understands how they control it? Do you know who has the inside scoop in terms of how they operate? Isn't that a little weird? It's almost like it's a sales pitch. It's almost like they've laid down a groundwork to which they can then position themselves within the groundwork to sound like the expert, to get people to follow them. But maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist. I don't know. Maybe that's too crazy of thinking on my part. Well then, Clay, what controls the market? Buyers and sellers, supply and demand. When there are more sellers, the price is going to go down. When there are more buyers, the price is going to go up. But to think that anybody has the power to be like, all right, let's bring the price up, let's have a pullback, and then there we go. There's our bull flag breakout. No. And again, that definition of control is very easy to prove wrong. It's fun to do, though, because I love to see the mental gymnastics people do. You think $12 billion is enough to do what I just described on the NQ? Okay, so I'm getting the impression that Legendary BM thinks that that's like somebody actually has that amount of power. Again, for those of, okay, here's where you guys are going to have a hard problem. You guys seem to think, and more so Legendary, that this sort of thing is enough. It's enough to start a chain. Well, again, starting a chain reaction and controlling the price as I defined is two different things. So the people that think and are defining control as bring price up, bring price down, bring it back up, bull flag breakout. Okay, if somebody has that amount of power, then how have, over the course of economic history, banks, investment funds, market makers, etc., gone out of business, gone kaput? How is that possible? If they have that amount of power, the only way that makes sense is, well, they control the price in a way that put them out of business. Okay, but why would they do that? So Bear Stearns, huge investment broker. Lehman Brothers, huge. I mean, again, just go over economic history. There has been many I'm pretty sure multiple market maker firms go belly up every year. Hedge funds go kaput. But how? How? If they control the price, as some people define it, how could they possibly go bankrupt? How could they possibly fail? They didn't manage risk. Simple. There's no what risk is there? There is zero risk if you control the market the way I defined it. What are you talking about, Brent? If you can make the price do whatever you want, there is no risk because you can make the price do whatever you want. Again, legendary. That's not the same as creating the have price go up, go down, and go back up. Again, that is what I'm arguing against. Those people that define control in that way. What are you talking about, Fantasy? Brent, I need you to listen very carefully. There are some people here, and if this is not you, then I'm not speaking to you. But there are some people over the course of the live stream that they define control. They think that there's like a market maker, an algorithm, or a hedge fund or something that has enough power to have the price go up, come back down, and then go up. If that is not your definition of control, Brent, then my argument right now is not directed to you. It is only directed to anybody that has that definition of control, which some people do. This is where we got to listen, folks. The good Lord gave us all 2 ears and 1 mouth. I think there is some logic behind that. Yes. Could a hedge fund, could somebody make a price spike in the interim? Sure, just like we could all come together as a chat, go find a penny stock that gets basically like no volume ever, and we could run a pump and dump, right? We could be like, all right, guys, we're going to start buying, which is going to cause the price to spike. We're going to start to go around social media saying, look at this, get in now, get in now. And while people are coming in, we're going to start to sell our shares to those people. Now, we would all probably end up in jail for running a pump and dump, but like, yes, we can all behave as big money for like a temporary amount of time. We could create a spike, but like to sit there and act like we're going to be able to cause it to come up and then down, like that's no. Right, Brent B. Then the only one living in Fantasyland was you, because you weren't listening to my claim. I did this annotation about 40 times, Brent B, and you apparently never listened a single time. So Brent B, before you accuse somebody else of living in Fantasyland, use these, brother. I've learned to define my terms very carefully on the topic. Who has really claimed that? Hang around here, brother. Okay. For those of you longtime people, has anybody been here when we've had a discussion with somebody that literally claims this sort of control? Give me a 5 if you've been here and you've seen somebody that is their definition of control. They can bring it up, bring it down, and back up again. Give me a 5. I know some of you here have. So right there, Brent B. Isn't that ironic? He's the one accusing me of being Fantasyland. Oh, man. Some people got to just chill out with their... Yeah, it does almost happen weekly. No. Again, Dean, bottom right-hand corner. Bottom right-hand corner. Okay. Can I get this thing to disappear? It's making me look smart and cool, but I don't know what's going on. There we go. All right, gone. Triple bottom? I don't know. Dude, I know it's for the bottom. Upgrade it. Well, if you know, then what are you pointing it out? Why are you acting like I actually need a heart rate monitor? You have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Exactly. Oh, I see. It would be entertaining. That would probably be entertaining. I don't think I no, I can't. It would no. it would reveal my scam that I'm running, because I'd be acting all upset, and then my heart rate monitor would be like nothing. You'd be like, wait, this guy's not actually that upset. He's fooling us. He's scamming us. There is a bit of a scam going on right now. When the people are like, man, why is this guy so upset? Like, I'm literally scamming you. The heart rate monitor would deceive that scam. Here's a hint. I may or may not be hyping certain things up because it makes you guys laugh and makes you guys hit the like button. And dare I say, in some situations, entertainment makes learning a little bit more exciting. But I'm not going to confirm or deny that. Maybe I'm just a conspiracy theorist. Are there things that can get annoying? Absolutely. So it's not. I'm not refuting the fact that have I been annoyed? Can I get annoyed? But of course, of course. But the extent, I don't know. I don't know. The heart rate monitor might reveal the scam. Are you telling me that you are essentially a clown adjuster? No, I'm telling you I'm a dented baboon. Where have you been? Where have you been? I am not a clown. I am not a jester. I am a dented baboon. Clay, we know you're a reptile manipulator. Yeah, and a heart rate monitor is going to expose that, Amarius, you dirtbag. Have you seen the 3 degree in the? I don't know. The Jays maybe. I think there's a lot of those cases, but yes, yes, pump and dumps are a real thing. Wait, did anybody see the stat? And please, by all means, somebody fact check me. But I think I saw something that showed how many trades Trump has taken over his presidency. And when you do the math, it breaks down to like 80 a day. Again, please fact check me on that. But if that is true, that is nutso. Like, we are day traders here. How many of you average 80 trades a day? Yeah, I saw the billion on crypto thing, but I saw one stat that showed the number of trades, and then when you broke it down, it was like 80 a day. But can somebody fact check me on that? Because I don't know if that's actually true. If it is true, that is insanity. I am a day trader. You are a day trader. Well, I'm guessing if you're here, you're probably a day trader. And I'm guessing, but the vast majority of us who are day traders, I think the minority would be those that take more than 80 trades every day. Like, is Trump is he there at like a monitor watching the 1 minute time frame? Again, it is such an insane statistic that I want to think that it's like it was just fake news that I saw. So again, please, by all means, fact check me. And also, when you fact check me, check those sources. If it's coming from like Babylon Bee or The Onion, probably, yeah. Like I said, I want to say I was misled. So again, I am not claiming that is the case. I am begging, please fact check me, but also make sure to check your sources. Yeah, I would assume it's someone trading for him. But like, what? Okay, maybe along here at the pivot point. Well, that's what I mean, Evil. That is my whole point. That is what I always argue. Trade setups. If your setup shows up 1,000 times in a day, then hopefully you take 1,000 trades. If the very next day your setup shows up twice, hopefully you take 2 trades. I would not be very optimistic of getting much communication, period. It seems like after they made the sell, comma, communication dropped off quite a bit. Other day I jumped, or other day I read Trump family made over. Stat I saw was 1 billion. He's made 1 billion on crypto. All right. Well, do I think this pivot point's going to hold again? If so, I should probably try a long here. So I'm watching that dotted brown line very closely. Crap, I missed it. Okay, in. Let's see. High Point, Iowa. It also may make more sense to talk to somebody directly at the company, period. I should probably get out of this thing, huh? All right, let me just hop out of this. Sorry, trying to work on fireplace stuff. We are building a house right now, and I think one of our guys has some questions about majestic. Majestic fireplace. Majestic fireplace. Appreciate you guys bearing with me here. All right, we're back. No, I lied. I lied. There we go. Okay. Now I'm back, kinda, sorta, in theory. Bitcoin is down 40% from where it was when Trump took off, so I think he made a lot of it from like, wasn't there a Melania coin too? Now, now let me be very clear. Do I feel sorry for anybody? No. If you are a blind sheep, then I mean, you kind of get what you deserve. Over the years, I've become very kind of cranky. Like, if you're after get rich quick, if you're after just throwing money at things, let's face it. If you're behaving as a degenerate, and I think a lot of those people know they're behaving as degenerates, I'm throwing money at this, just coin that that I think it'll spike because it's got Trump. It's and you get cooked. Hey, I don't want to hear you complaining. Now it's still asinine that he's making that many trades per day, assuming that stat is true. But that doesn't mean that I also therefore feel bad for the people getting cooked because they're acting like unadulterated degenerates. Anyone that bought Melania, oh, was it NFT? Like at some point, personal responsibility does need to approach and enter into this discussion. And that's where it's like, yeah. Right, like, does anybody actually feel bad for the people on Wall Street bets that are just YOLOing? No. No, I can't say I feel bad for them. Props, I don't necessarily agree with that. Like, oh, his casino, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, it's like prop firms, right? Like, you could point at, like, somebody's prop firm or somebody's trade, including mine, and being like, yeah, well, that prop account went 100% kaput. That one went 100% kaput. That one went 100% kaput. And it's like, yeah, but if a prop firm trader is overall net positive, then they're doing pretty well. Again, I understand what you're saying, but he's got a way bigger net worth than you do, prop say. That's my point. Like, it's stupid to point out to a prop firm trader, yeah, you look at all those, you've cooked, I'm just making up numbers. You cooked $100,000 of prop accounts. It's like, yeah, but I've gotten payouts of 150,000. Yeah, so yeah, there's a bunch of individual accounts that you could point to and be like, look at that one, you failed. It's like, well, yeah, that's part of business. That's part of trading. So yeah, that's why for anybody, like it would be stupid for me to point at like Jeff Bezos and Amazon and be like, remember when you guys tried your phone, losers? It's like, well, at least they tried. Yeah, they did something stupid within it. But like we all do as traders, we should all realize we do stupid things. Each trade we take is essentially a business. Each account we purchase is essentially a business in a metaphorical sense. So yeah, that's why I don't buy the whole let's cherry pick where somebody failed in something and then use it against them. And that would include anybody's. So I don't buy that with Trump to cherry pick his casinos or cherry pick whatever. And I don't buy that. And I'll just say on the other end, if Bernie Sanders had some failed business things, I would never cherry pick those and be like, yeah, Bernie's a loser. Look at fill in the blank of business thing he tried and it failed. Like I don't. That's just part of building business. That's part of building finances. That's part of multiple income streams. I'm talking about all his attempts at a publicly traded. Well, again, I took it as you're trying to take a pot shot at him. But if you're trying to, maybe you're taking a pot shot at like the people that got cooked because your argument is, yeah, people deserve to get cooked because yeah, he doesn't have a great track record in this category of things. So like, what were you thinking? If that's how you mean it, then yeah, I would agree. So I might have misread what you were saying. It sounded like you were just taking a pot shot at him in general. I've spent 105 on prop firms, gotten 140K in payouts over a year and a half. To loser? Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Okay, then I agree. I agree. I fully agree with that point. Okay, maybe a long down here. Okay, I'm going to try. If it comes back up, looking for a double bottom. Only willing to buy, though, if it comes up to that green line. If that green line turns blue, I'm in. Let's see if we can get a double bottom here. Or is this thing really going to keep going? Are we going down to 500? I mean, we might as well go down to being down 500 at this point. But maybe we can get a little bit of a bounce first. Okay, looking to get long at the green line. But if this thing's going to keep dumping, well, then I will not be, all right. Looking like a never, I'll come and bring it down a little bit. There we go. Maybe just like a slight fake break of the lows here. That's true. Yeah, the Jays, that's a fair counterbalance point. Like I said, we might as well hit 500 at this point. So maybe we hit down 500 and then it comes back up. Okay, I'm in. I'm in. Take that little scalpy scalp. There we go. Sorry, Dean. I didn't crack any backs with any cringe there. I kind of forgot about the cringe. I'll work on it next scalpy scalp. I'll bring the cringe, give you your chiropractic adjustment. Okay, I'm gonna try. I'll probably try another duck soul. Okay, I'm gonna try one right here. I'm gonna try a long at that green line. I mean, I would be pony soldier, dog faced liar if I would have said that this sort of movement was on my bingo card for today. The day before, basically July 4th weekend starts. Crazy. Again, futures market are open to tomorrow until 1 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, I would never have imagined this whole week has been kind of slow, but not today. Today has been fantastic. So again, all the people are like, "Oh, see, I can annotate this up. I can tell my viewers that I knew that this was like a fake break and this was a reversal point." Oh wait, no, okay, nope, never mind. Can't use that example anymore. Okay, maybe this is it. Okay, maybe I can use this as the obvious fake break, and this will be the reversal point. Now, if those people out there are calling it right now, when the chart looks like this, that's way different. But waiting to see what happens and then coming back with your in hindsight annotated chart. Yeah, hopefully nobody is impressed by that, because that's not hard. And that's also why trading books don't work, because that's all trading books do. They take pictures of hindsight. So, did anybody watch the United States game? Soccer game? We need to have a chat about that. I mean, it's kind of sort of just, I think, explaining why Americans really struggle with the sport of soccer. The whole game, and then specifically the red card thing. It's like, what are we doing? That is not good PR. This is not. The marketing department needs to realize the opportunity that is being squandered. Like, if I were the marketing department, if I were in charge of the PR department, I'd be like, all right, I don't care what the rules are, but we have like a super, super rich country right now that seems to really be getting into our sport. And because of some rule we have, we just, not to mention, we're trying to fight against this perception that, like, it's just a bunch of, wimps that act hurt all the time. So we're trying to overcome that. But, like, this red card incident is potentially going to just confirm a lot of the things we're fighting against. So, like, PR department, can we do a rule change right now so that the United States can protest this red card and then we can overturn it? Like that, I think that would go a long way for getting this very, very rich country more on board with our sport. That's what I would be doing if I was head of the PR department. This seems like a massive squandered opportunity unfolding, because I see that and I'm like, yeah, that's what I've been saying this whole time. The pushback against soccer is confirmed with that, and like that is like reiterating the stereotype. It's so just not off. Okay, I'm going to try long here if it wants to bounce. It's going sideways, so maybe, just maybe, is this some sort of bottom? I don't know. Kevin, you never, as far as I can tell, Kevin, you never gave us a stop loss. The NFL, oh, that's a spicy conspiracy. So is it so Sean, maybe the conspiracy is it's the NFL that paid that ref to do that call so that people are like, nope, soccer's a joke. I'm sticking with the NFL. Is that what you're saying, Sean? If yes, I might get behind that. That actually makes sense. Who paid off the ref? The NFL, the NBA, the MLB. Is that what you're saying? If so, I think I'm going to second the motion. Yeah, it's oh, really? It's Sean. I mean, I think I think you really need to just don't give me a politician. It's not out of the cards. I think you need to just be like, yeah, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Again, I'll join you in that, but I need you to plant your flag on that hill. Well, yeah, right. That's why I don't think it's as crazy. But like, this is a PR nightmare. Like, how do they not see? And maybe they just don't care. I'm always thinking about business a little bit too much. But good grief. Yeah, no, I know. I saw something about the Domino's thing. I don't think I realized it was about the red card. I thought it was just if they won. Hey, Muhammad. But man, super rich country doesn't really like your sport. And like the stereotype associated with that sport is it's a bunch of people acting and dramatizing injuries that aren't actually injuries. And then you have this red card event. It's like, oh, and what's so bad? What again, from a PR standpoint, that guy, I thought that somehow somebody planted a landmine on the field. I'm like, who are the terrorists that planted a landmine on the field? The way that guy is acting, I think he's just stepped on a landmine. Is he missing his foot? What is going on? And then I swear 7 seconds later, correct me if I'm wrong, did he not finish out the game? Like he was running and he finished out the game? So going from acting as if he had stepped on a landmine to finishing out the game, it is the epitome of like the stereotype of soccer and why I think Americans aren't totally sold on it. It's just, oh man. Again, if we're playing the if game, if I was PR, I'd be like, let them protest it so that we can reduce it down to a yellow. Because yes, there was something there, so I can see that. Like, okay, but clearly that wasn't intentional or anything like that. And then I would also be like, and that dude, he's fined because obviously they're knocked out, and he is fined for that absolute over dramification. And I think Americans would be like, okay, soccer, or okay, football, okay, we can get behind these sorts of punishments. Again, newbie. This is the problem earlier. 2 ears, 1 mouth. Whether or not, I'm not talking about, well, this is putting USA at a disadvantage. I'm talking about this strictly from a business sense. From a business sense, it completely matters. That's a problem. Why do people not listen? I don't get it. Again, my argument would be Americans are now turned off not because they might lose the next match, but because of just the optics and how it reinforces the already established optics that I would assume soccer is trying to separate itself from. I just got here. Well, don't you think it makes sense to not start yapping about something you don't have full context with? Again, this is a perfect example of my SNL skit. My SNL skit about what if live streams were real life. Could you imagine? And so one of the things would be, there's like a conversation going on about, I don't know, mowing the lawn. And then somebody like newbie walks in. And we're talking about mowing the lawn in terms of like, I don't know, good fertilizers to use. And then newbie walks in and starts talking about lawnmower wheels. We're like, what? What do you... Well, I just got here. It's like live streaming is the most bizarre thing ever. Even yet, remember yesterday, Anton, I think that was his name, showed up asking questions. And then I devoted some time to help him out. And I was like, does that all make sense? And he was gone. So again, with my SNL skit, imagine somebody showing up, asking some questions, the one person trying to explain things, and then maybe they turn their back for a second and they turn back around and the person's just gone. like live streaming translated to real life would be hilarious. I would go silent until Kevin, and that would be a smart move. But newbies from the UK, they don't operate like that. They didn't have full context before they started that Revolutionary War. So that's okay. I don't use Fibonacci's a whole lot, no. All right, I'm going to try a short right there. We have the pivot point. We have the 21 EMA. Oh. Close. So this is what I mean, Kevin. See how if I just use broad statements, I could say, well, I think it's going to come up to the 21 EMA and then roll over. And then I could be saying, see, I was right. But here's my problem. I didn't get the details right. I unfortunately had my entry point so close, but not close enough. Hey, mango, where have you been? Yeah, same with blueberry. Where's blueberry been? Where's all our fruits been? I'm buying Solana. I'm going to hold it until December. Okay. In the shadows. Dang, that's mysterious. That's what I'm saying. Hey, Sean, I will support your conspiracy theory. If your conspiracy theory is the NFL paid that ref to issue that red card so that it would perpetuate the thing that is kind of, I think, turning Americans off from soccer so that the focus stays on the NFL, I'm open. I'm open to that conspiracy theory. I don't think that's too crazy. Yeah, Captain Crunch. There's fruit in that, all right. Grown in a test tube. I would need evidence for that claim. Well, I would hope you would want evidence for all claims. NFL and are 100% scripted. What do you mean they're scripted? Yeah, I did see that on Twitter. Like, hey, what's up with Messi? Messi's looked a lot worse. So, I don't know. I might have to just get behind NFL. The NFL paid him off. They didn't like what they saw what the World Cup was doing to America in soccer. They didn't like it one bit. They're like, we got to put an end to this. Let's reinforce the stereotype that soccer is played by a bunch of Nancy's, you know? It means the outcomes are determined by the betting lines. Yeah, but don't. Right, but if the betting lines give somebody, yeah, but does that wouldn't that imply that like everybody's always within the spreads and all that sort of stuff, which is not the case? The AI and I have not seen any of those. Dang. See, so close yet so far away. All right, I'm open for another long down here. Who knows? Maybe this is some sort of sideways channel we're starting to form. I know, I didn't thought about it either until Sean said it, and I'm like, that doesn't actually sound that crazy. Because right now it is a PR nightmare. I don't understand it from a business standpoint. Yeah, who knows, Mike? I don't know. Yeah. Maybe it's a lot of the upper. Now hockey, you can fact check, but what is more popular in the United States? Is NHL still even more popular than soccer? I mean, let's face it, NHL not. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of down the totem pole, I think. But to be fair, I guess I don't know that statistically. My assumption is this: it goes NFL, uh, NBA, MLB, NHL, and then MLS. That's my assumption, but that keyword being assumption. Hey, there we go. Okay, good, Kevin. Good. Now you're holding yourself accountable. Very good. Where would your target be? So if you were to be filled at 595, where would your target be? Soccer is the most pop. Okay, why do I get the impression that Joe Mappa also just showed up and is starting to chirp without full context of the conversation? Joe Mappa, did you happen to just show up? Maybe you're a newbie. Are you a newbie, brothers? No, I just got here. Yeah, I can tell. Okay, I'm going to try along here. Maybe fake breakdown. Let's see. Okay, if that green line turns blue, I'm in. That's true. At least he's honest. But that was relatively easy to see. Given that comment, it's like, yeah, you're just running your mouth. That has nothing to do with the context of the discussion right now. Again, I'm telling you, I should submit it. Like, just submit it to SNL anyways. Be like, hey, I know I'm not actually a writer, but here's a suggestion that I think a lot of people could relate to, given live streaming is getting more and more popular. And I should just like map out some of these scenarios. It would be hilarious. Again, looking to get long at that green line. Maybe a fake breakdown. Let's see. Are we at the bottom of a falling wedge? Oh, that makes me feel better too then. All right, well. So remember what was that, about an hour and 50 minutes ago? I mean, we're already down 330 points. Can it really get lower? All right, we've basically added another 200 points since then. If go down to 498, I'm going to buy long. If it break, I'm going to sell it. Like for a day trade or what, Space Jam? See, there you go, Kevin, but at least you're getting practice here. Okay, I like this volume. Bigger volume here on this move down. So maybe here, if it hits that white line, I'll throw in a buy order. Step one, though, it's got to hit that white line. Go ahead. Go down there. Do it. Do it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Again, hindsight, maybe I'm being way too nitpicky here, but hindsight will be the judge. Okay, there we go. Let's see. If the green line turns blue, I'm in. Very interesting. After this high volume candle, are the sellers maybe finally going to back off for a moment? Are the sellers just still here to play ball? I am in. Go, go, go. Well, there's my stop. This thing's either bouncing or it's not. There's my first target. This is either putting in new lows and I'm getting stopped out, or maybe we can get a bounce here. Not looking so good, but we'll see. We'll see. And I am stopped. Stopped out. All right. The sellers are still in control. Oh, okay, Joe. Are you having a bad day, Joe? Joe, instead of blaming this Ponzi scheme, how about you look at the man in the mirror? Maybe that's the source of some of the issues you might be having today. Is it really the Illuminati that's your problem, Joe, or is it the guy in the mirror? Me personally, I'm going to go ahead and blame the guy in the mirror. Because at least I can fix the guy in the mirror. But if my point is I'm going to blame the Illuminati, I mean, what am I supposed to do against the Illuminati? Are we taking bets? I say it's going lower. Well, then get short. That's right. You know, at this point, are we just going to say it? Are we going to say it out loud? We're already halfway there. Are we going to be looking at a 1,000-point down day today? Maybe if we go up, Captain Crunch. No, he's too busy making that fruit. I always blame myself. Well, Kevin, that is a very good attitude to have. Because some people like to blame everything else other than themselves. They love to blame market makers, algorithms, bots, their local congressman or congresswoman, furries, Al Gore, Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, Pokemon. But I'm like, yeah, see, I don't like the logic behind that, though. Because if other things external to you are the problem, well, then there's nothing you can do to fix it. But if you're the problem, guess what? That means you're the solution. So I personally think the logic suggests to blame yourself as the problem. Because if you're the problem, there is great comfort in that. That means you're also the solution. Since COVID-19, people started saying it is a bubble. Yeah, no, that is true. I mean, that's kind of in real estate too. Since as long as I can, like, I'm the worst, best real estate investor ever. I cannot tell you how many deals I've bought with the idea of, yeah, I'm probably buying the top, but hey, for my family, we'll have a good time. I call it ROM, return on memories. We'll get some good ROM on it. But no, the market just keeps going up. So, yeah, Minecraft, I do agree. Bubbles can keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I've thought, but ever since 2008, right, the real estate crash, it's really there's never been any sort of significant pullback in the real estate market. And that's going on almost 20 years now. So I am like the worst, best real estate investor. You know, always looking at my numbers. Yeah, all right, this one is not going to work out, but that's okay. I have my numbers positioned in a way where this deal, so like we bought a cottage several years ago. It's like, hey, you know what? I'm probably buying the top, but hey, it's a cottage. Let's maybe see if we enjoy the cottage life. Nope, nope. When I sold, what was it? I don't know, 5, 6 years later, did very well on it, just because the market just kept going up. I feel with the fact we're going into Holiday Weekend, it could keep going back down, Clay. Yeah, well, my whole thing is, I mean, at the end of the day, the jobs report was not good. So I think that's just kind of weighing on things. All right, maybe the economy is slowing down a little bit, blah, blah, blah. How many contracts do you have available to you? Well, that depends on the account. So with the 25K, which will cost you $90, so the contracts that I'm trading right now, which are MNQ, you could get up to 30 of them. Right now, I'm at like 2 or 3. So that's what I mean. If you wanted to, you could go up to 30. And on a day like today, that's very aggressive. At the 50K, the most you can do of the contracts I have are 60. On the other end of the spectrum, the 150K, the most you could go up to is 150. So yes, this number here that has been, I think, 3 at most today on the webinar because of the volatility. If you wanted to with 150K account, you could change up and buy 150 of these. Yeah. The whole BlackRock thing is a massive political talking point. If you look at it's like, yeah, no. Try to see an article, but there's an article out there. It's done by a completely unbiased source, and it's showing the data. It's like, yeah, no, they are not. But like so many things in politics and everything, just find a scapegoat. Find a scapegoat. Wouldn't ever recommend doing 150. I mean, if you're on tilt, might be fun. Like I just think a lot of people don't really connect the dots. And what I mean by that is like, and I don't, maybe some of you are here in New York City or have this stat. Like in New York City or any big city on like an average apartment floor, like how many families would live? And when I say family, I mean like just like either a person and their wife, a person and their wife and their kid. Like, how many do you think live on just one floor in New York City? Just one floor. Like, how many families does something like that hold? And I don't know. Like, how many do you think that would be? Okay, maybe another long here with like a fake breakdown. 20. Well, anyways, thinking about an apartment and how that is. That you have, a door, a little bit a door, a little bit further down a door. There are a lot of doors per floor in an apartment complex, right? So like just think about how many doors. So let's just think that 2 floors of that apartment building, and these apartment buildings can be massive, but let's just say 2 floors decide, this isn't for me. I want a house, and I want to go somewhere where I want a house. Well, that's what, like, I don't know, 40, maybe, I don't know, 40 families, 40 individuals that are now all of a sudden in the real estate market somewhere else. And then you start to look at how many houses are available in a certain area at a certain time. And let's just say you all of a sudden throw 20 new buyers instantly into that market. Holy smokes, that stuff's going to start to disappear very quickly. And this is only like a floor, maybe 2 floors of a single building in New York City. You extrapolate that out to big cities around the country. And people like, yeah, and this happened during COVID, stuff like that. Yeah, I kind of like this homeschooling thing. Yeah, wait, what? What is it? What are our kids being taught? And then they expand out of the cities. Again, even if a city loses 1,000 doors, That's now 1,000 people looking for houses. That's a lot of people all of a sudden, just like that. Now I understand it's spread out across the country, but that's also just isolating that to a single city. So I think that's what's actually happened with real estate. A lot of people surged into the real estate market. Well, rate hikes are pretty much imminent now. Good. They need to start hiking rates. For show. So yeah, the whole BlackRock thing, and like I said, I couldn't find the article, but there's definitely some third-party things that it's like, yeah, sure, they're buying, but are they the cause? No. Nope. The cause is there's just a bunch of people that COVID scared out of the big, I don't know, okay, maybe not scared's the right word, but COVID knocked people out of the big cities. They wanted single family homes. Maybe the white picket fence life is kind of sounding good. And when you have a bunch of people like that are used to getting paid in New York City salaries, and then they move away, that buying power, a dollar in New York City or LA or Chicago or Miami or some of these other big cities, yeah, maybe a dollar doesn't go that far. But you get out to some states and it's like, oh, really? I can get that? Ooh, Doc Soul. But I mean, you can't blame fellow Americans for prices going up. We gotta vilify somebody. We gotta vilify somebody. Yeah, that's insanity. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna try another long here. Yes, I'm trying to catch a knife, but good grief, is this thing serious? I guess why not? Why can't we hit minus 1,000 at this rate? Just the slow, steady grind downwards now. Although this isn't really that slow and steady. This is a very volatile environment. Only willing to buy though if it comes back up to that green line. Okay, well, I'm telling you right now, Kevin, 120-point stop. That's a pretty big stop. So when it comes to the contracts you would be doing in futures, it'd be a very, we're talking like 1 MNQ, maybe 2. There's nothing bullish about this market. I think Joe Mappa, I think you're a little confused. I think you think you're surrounded by a bunch of swing traders and investors. Brother, we're a bunch of day traders that are using 2-minute and 5-minute time frames. There is plenty of bullish things going on a 2 and 5-minute time frame. So Joe, I'm getting the impression you think you're in some sort of investment club right now where we're talking about investment theses. Brother, you're in the wrong chat. Do you think I care about the general market? I'm watching a 2-minute time frame. There's nothing bullish about this market. Yeah, tell that to the people that got along right here and played that. Tell that to the people that got along here, maybe bought some more and then got that. Yeah, tell those people that there's nothing bullish about this market. You'd sound crazy to them. Dang, we just drop it. Green, what's that? Yeah, agreed. At some point, you would think some shorts are going to at least cover something. Which on movements like this, yeah, a lot of it is. Yeah, yes, it is buyers coming in, but the buyers are shorts because for anybody that's new here, the way a short exits out of a position is they have to buy. This market never heard of. Well, I mean, to be fair, that was a bullish candle. Nice little hammer right there, but yeah, it just don't care about bullish candles. What's oil up to? Is it oil's up a little bit? Not a whole lot though. I wonder if we're soon in for another V. I don't know. I don't think we got a V shape in us today. I don't think so. If anything, I think we're headed down toward 1,000 now. I mean, why not? Again, what was it like an hour ago? Hour and 10 minutes ago? Remember me sitting here saying, man, is it going to be one of these days where I'm sitting here saying, we're down 330. Can we actually get lower? We're already down 330 points after being green a good amount. And now we are 300 points even further down. Okay, I'm going to try a short here. I can just put my stop, well, put my stop above here. We'll just see if this bleeding continues or not. There's my stop. Took a little breath. Let's see if she wants to just keep on bleeding. I'm going to cancel that. I want to give myself a little bit more room here. Come on, let's get the party going again. This is not SpaceX. Nope. We are trading futures here, specifically MNQ. Added in some more. And like I said, I'm bearish on this thing. Whether we go to new lows, I don't know. It doesn't really matter at this point, but it's putting up a fight though right now. It's acting like it wants to maybe form some sort of little bottom here, but I just don't know if I can trust it. Add some more right there. Come on. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I like that. If it comes back down, I'm adding more. Okay, there we go. Added. Come on now. Come on. Dude, am I going to get V-shaped out on the... Who wasn't somebody just talking about a V-shape? And I'm like, no, it's not going to V-shape. All right, I got to hop out. Well... That was crazy. Add a few contracts at the top of that wick. Yeah, I did, Joe. So you owe me an account for telling me bad advice, Joe. Duck's hole for sure. For the American people, I allow private banks to control the issue of their currency first by inflation. Yeah. Oh, is SpaceX having a good day today? Is this SpaceX here? Rocket? What are you talking about? Rocket indeed. What rocket? No, that candle was... Oh, that candle... Gotcha. I'm sorry, but like, this... I just think I was early. I'm going to go try a short again at the red line if it wants to come down. I am in. And apparently I'm getting toyed with on this. I'm adding more if it comes back down. See if it wants to. Hey, Joe Mappa, just pipe down, dude. I don't think you've ever given a trade plan. You're just running your mouth. You're armchair quarterbacking. You're like the person in the back seat telling the driver everything in hindsight. Man, I don't want my good day to go away. Again, I have 0 cooked accounts today. Let's try to keep it that way. I mean, how does this? There's no way this thing doesn't roll over at least a little bit. This is getting crazy. Oh, I see. So if Joe Mappa can't be in a back chair driver, he's just going to leave. That's crazy. Wait, what? I can't be a backseat driver? I can't be an armchair quarterback? Oh, well, I'm out of here then. Some people's standards are nuts. Well, if I can't be obnoxious, I don't want to be here. Okay. Come on. Come on. Oh, come on. Keep coming down. That's looking good. That's looking good. Come on. There we go. Add some more. Add some more. Keep coming down. Come on, brother. Go. There we go. Come on. Let's get to green. Do not bounce off the blue line. Oh my goodness. Beautiful candle. I'm adding more right there. Come on. I'm going to add more right there if it comes down. Added. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Come on. Let's get into green territory now. Are you serious? This thing is like, it knows. It knows. I've been singled out today. I need to find my congressman's phone number. Go. Go. Took some out. Well, if that's all the rollover I get, then so be it. That's ridiculous. That's all the rollover you're going to give me? I don't believe you. I don't think some of you are here when I did my recap on the day. I got a sneaky suspicion some of you were not here. Come on. There we go. Now let's let these remaining 10 cook. Okay, fine. Fine. Hey, soldier. Oh, man. That's annoying. Again, if you want context on my day, scroll back to 30-ish minute mark and you'll have way better context. Okay, well this lack of rolling over now has me wondering, is this maybe finally some sort of bottom? Because until now, yeah, there is a couple lower shadows, but it eventually let loose back to the downside. I mean, there were basically no lower shadows here. Here, so yeah, okay, maybe is this. Should I have waited it one more time? Maybe. Dude, Joe Mappa. Mods remind me next time he's in here to just throw him in timeout immediately. That is crazy. It blows my mind. It does. How some people, apparently their framework is, if I can't be obnoxious, I'll just leave. And that is Joe Mappa. Maybe he's just, I don't know, maybe he's a troll. I don't know. Somebody remind me next time we see Joe Mappa that I want to just throw him in timeout just because I'm not going to be able to deal with that guy. I still like the guy, but I struggle with people that work with the framework of, if I don't get my way, I'm out of here. And it gets even worse when my way is like just being obnoxious. It's crazy. Maybe Joe is Brad just under a new name. I don't know. Well, with him gone, now you've taken back over, Ace. That's true. When Joe showed up, he gave you a little bit of a bump to number 2. But since he left, yeah, you're right back to you're back at the you're in the winner's circle. What happened, Clay? You was green 28. You would tell me what you think happened, Alfonso. Do you really have to ask that question? Hey man, you were really big green. Now you're not as big green. I know, I'm always green, Yosef. That's right, always green. I don't even know what red is. What is red? Why is it falling like that? Well, the factual answer is it's been falling because there's way more sellers than buyers today. But I think what you're actually asking is, well, but why are there more sellers than buyers? And my guess is the jobs report is weighing on things. Not after these trades, you don't, Matty Dented. Great. I think we have 3 people now that have thrown indented into their screen names. Maddie being the first, though. Maddie was the man of courage. I was just asking. Yes, yes, I realize. There's somebody laying on the ground. There's blood gushing everywhere. Hey, man, what happened? Do I really need to explain? Hey, man, I was just asking. Okay. Alfonso, you are a smart guy. I'm going to prove it right now. I was green. I was way greener. I am now way less greener. What do you think happened? What do you think happened, brother? Because you are smart, I bet you get the answer. What a day, Blue 2 fun. Oh. Oh, no. Thank you, Ome. Thank you for sharing that. That makes me feel very good about the decisions that I've made today. Because I was on the cusp of what you just described. I'm so sorry to hear that. But thank you for saying that, though. That helps. And that's why I think disclosures like that is really good, because you never know who you could actually be helping out. Through your pain and annoyance and I'm sure massive frustration, if it makes you, probably doesn't make you feel much better. But hey, that actually helps me out quite a bit with the decisions that I've made today after reading how you had payouts available and then you kind of kept going and now no payouts and gone counts. There, look, Alfonso. Holy smokes, brother. You are smart. In fact, that was actually a really good answer. You're even smarter than what I thought you were, Alfonso. Market closes tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, which reminds me I will be streaming the Open tomorrow. I think I'll show up at 9 a.m. Eastern. Might be 9:15. But the plan is to go from whenever I get here to get the close at 1 p.m. Eastern. I should probably not do this because I'm gonna lure myself into another trade, but that looks like a delicious trend line. Like if you believe in the bull pennant, I'm sorry, not the bull pennant. Take two. If you still believe in the trend, I mean here is quite the bear pennant. Do I believe in it? Do I believe? Are we going to Lowe's? Or is this gonna sucker me right in? Is this a fake break? Oh man. I'm hesitating and it continues to break. Well, this is the power of independent thinking, right? Hopefully some of you are like, Clay, dude, thank you for pointing that out. I agree with that bear pennant. But Clay, at this point, yeah, brother, I disagree. I think that actually is a good entry point. So yeah, you're hesitating, Clay, but I disagree with the hesitation. I'm going to hop in right now. Hey, the power of independent thinking. He chose wisely. Me? He chose poorly. All right, maybe a fake. Good grief. All right, now you're just rubbing salt in my wounds. The J's, you just put your cursor and then like the wheel. So you have to put your cursor in this area of the chart and then you use your cursor wheel and then you can kind of do whatever you want. Same with over here in this area. If you use your cursor wheel, then you can, manipulate it that way. It did. Just made a new low. Thanks for rubbing salt in the wound, Todd. You dirt bag. Todd, I know Todd. Wait, so the people you know you call dirtbags? Yup, I do. It's true. Who was the one guy? Who was it yesterday that called me fake nice? Who was that? I'm like, what are you, fake nice? I'm not trying to be nice. I'm calling people dirtbags at a long. Okay, BVT man. What does that even mean? Give us a trade plan or you're banned. Because I know that you know better. So trade plan or banned. You got 7 seconds. Maybe it's my monitor or something. Then I figured that out. Maybe it's my monitor or something. Oh yeah, if it might be something else. Yeah, maybe the resolution. That sounds about right. Todd. All right. See you later, Space Jam. Never mind. I just figured it out. Are you crazy smart or crazy and smart? I'm beautiful. So I'm none of those. The answer is I'm beautiful. You don't know? Well, then why are you saying long, long, long? Okay, when are your spaghettios gonna be ready from your mom? Do you have any idea on that, BVT man? Could you ask your mom, hey mom, when the spaghettios gonna be ready? Because we all know spaghettios are gonna prevent you from just typing long, 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 and then when asked for clarity, you say, I don't know. So ask mom, mommy, when are the spaghettios? Control mouse wheel at the top of the browser did it for me. Control, okay. You need a new avatar. No more Batman stuff. Just put a can of SpaghettiOs right there. You from this point forward shall be known as BVT Spaghettio. Ain't no way you're a man, brother. I'll only concede you're a can of SpaghettiOs. But hey, I want to be a nice guy. When you get that first hair under your armpit, I know you're going to be confused. You let me know. I'll explain what's going on. You just let me know. Hey, Clay, why is my voice changing? What's this hair? I'll explain to you, okay? I'll explain to you while you eat a bowl of SpaghettiOs, brother. I'd be happy to do that. I'll consider that a service to the community. Don't say that, Clay. What's a racist term? Has trading improved your life? Like, can you do what you wished as a teenager? Well, what I wished I want to do as a teenager, it's like I kind of realize now. It's like, yeah, that was kind of stupid. But yeah, no. Again, I would never blame anything. I would never point to trading for where I'm at right now. I point to multiple streams of income, which is what wealthy people do, right? So because I'm stupid, I'm like, you know what? And I don't know if this was smart. So feel free to call me out and say, Clay, that was the dumbest logic I've ever heard. But I was like, maybe, hey, wealthy people are wealthy. Wealth seems kind of nice. Let me go study what wealthy people do. And in that research, the one thing I discovered, so you don't have to take my word for it. You can go study, but I'm going to offer a spoiler. You'll notice that wealthy people have many streams of income. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I should try multiple streams of income. Again, I'm not saying that was smart on my part to study wealthy people and then just do what wealthy people do, but that was my plan of action. So to answer your question, would I ever blame and attribute everything to trading? Nope. I attribute it to multiple streams of income. So has trading improved your life? I would say multiple streams of income has improved my life. Because I get to hang out with all you fine Kansas SpaghettiOs. That's where I study clay. I want to be beautiful. Yeah. That was a good one. Oh, come on. That's my Scooby Doo voice. I'm looking. SpaghettiOs a racist term now? Is that real or no? Can we get a fact check? Is spaghettio a racist term these days? We need a fact check on aisle 9. A racist term for Italians. Okay. Okay, so here's how this works. When I ask for the fact check, the person making the claim, you can't be the fact check. I need somebody else to check you. Like for real, is anybody on board with me that this is headed down to it might as well hit minus 1,000 at this point? Everything these days is offensive. I'm offended you think that. Can you apologize for thinking that? What about stovetop stuffing? What about it? Are you saying stovetop stuffing is racist too? I'm offended you're offended. Well, you can't triple stamp or double stamp, so how about them apples? How about them apples? I got a number. Name the movie. That is one of my favorite scenes of all time, though. Wow, we are. Oh man, to think that I was worried. I was worried. It just did not seem to want to roll over at that point, but oh, so obvious in hindsight. Correct. Good Will Hunting. That scene is so good. Were you going to plagiarize the whole thing, or do you have an original thought? Just go short, Clay. All right, let me just go short. Oh, this is a long, isn't it? Dude, what is up with me? Well, no, I did try short. So I have not been doing all longs. I don't know, Minecraft. You've been saying panic sell for a while. Oh, I guess it depends on who's selling. If people are panic selling as in entering from the short side, I mean, that's been kind of a good thing to panic about. But I don't know. Like, was the panic sell right here when it broke that low? Was that a panic sell or is that a good sell? Because if they did not quote unquote panic sell, then they're like 185 points down. Where Robin Williams has a full frontal. I don't have no idea what you're talking about, but no, it's definitely not that movie. Is that like a deep dark fantasy or something, Southpaw? What is up with that? I didn't even know such a thing existed. It's certainly not in Good Will Hunting. I think you just imagine that. I don't think that exists at all. I think you just wish it existed. That's crazy. Okay, I'm not here to judge. If that's what you want, okay. Okay, let's see if it can get up towards a 21 EMA. Maybe try to find some sort of short up there. Goodwill friend. You're kind of on a roll today, Kyle. Usually it's just a losing streak. One terrible joke after another. But man, today, you must have eaten your SpaghettiOs. Where'd BVT SpaghettiO go? Maybe he's off looking for a new avatar? Just bounce on the daily lower tier. We bring the Roger that, Raspberry. Dude, you need to be searching out a new avatar. What is League of Legends? Does that try to help you while you're getting hair under your armpits or what? Is it finally rebound time? I don't know. I don't think so. I only say that because there have been, let me put it this way. The odds are in my favor that is not rebound time because there have been a lot of times where it looked like rebound time, but it wasn't. So I'll just go ahead and try to play the odds that no, I don't think so. A game. It keeps me busy so I don't overtrade, which is not working. Uh-oh. You're still trading? Seeing this chart and you were not confident with 50-50 up or down, would you consider turning the screen off and check tomorrow? Seeing this chart and you were not. I'm not exactly sure what you're asking, but yes, just in general, if you're not sure about a market environment, then yeah, it's best to not trade that market environment. Yeah, Dan, we talked about this earlier. But today, I would say the exceptions are if you have not blown an account. So if you have not blown an account today after this sort of movement, I would argue you're the exception and not the rule. If you have blown an account, yeah. Now, I'm not going to take it as far, what was it, last week or 2 weeks ago? There was one day where I'm like, if you have blown only one account or less, I would say you're the exception and not the rule. I'm not quite sure we've gone into like that phase yet. I'm $11 away from my profit target on my Lucid. Oh, you got this. Made 300 today. I'm happy. Cool. Good job. No. Okay. Sorry. Well, I mean, yeah. The alternative is this. I'm sorry. I thought you were asking about resetting a pro account, which is very expensive, but you just mean the normal account. So I mean, yeah, the alternative is to go buy a new one for 90. So yeah, resetting for 79 seems to make sense. But yeah, never reset a pro account. That is expensive. I don't like 25K accounts. Again, that's not to say that 25K accounts are bad, because if you want like a topic where there truly is no right or wrong answer and it truly does just depend on the trader and their strategy and blah blah blah, in the world of prop accounts, that would be the account size. Would you let your money be in an uncertain trade? Okay, well, what do you think? Take your premises and what do you think? The key term that stands out to me is uncertain. So would you put your money in it? Would you cross the street if you were very uncertain about things? No, per your own premise, if I'm now you're never like certain in the sense of like but like I'm taking uncertain as yeah, I really have no idea. Like as in I don't think there's any edge at all. So no, I would definitely not do that. If uncertain you mean you can see no edge, then absolutely not. But yes, in another sense, we are always uncertain because there's no guarantees. But yes, in the sense of like, is there any sort of edge and you're uncertain about if there's any sort of edge, well then yeah, definitely I'm not interested in that trade. Dude, Blackout, I thought we'd be bouncing about 38 times by now. I think we're headed down to minus 1,000. At this point, why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we? Added more to my position at 450, and we'll take it out at 490. Is that 450? Okay. All right, Johnny. Johnny's trying to play the bottom. I might join Johnny. but not until down around here. In fact, I am going to join Johnny. There it is. Looking to get long at the green line. Stop is the red. Essentially trying to play basically a double bottom here. I try to play the higher time frame and still got. Well, today's been bonkers. Today is a day where you are the rule, not the exception. Blackout. The rule today is people got cooked. If you did not get cooked today, you are the exception, not the rule. Because today has been not on the bingo card. I mean, tomorrow is essentially the 4th of July. Yes, the markets are open, but they close early. Like, I would never, like, I was fully planning on today. I mean, I was like, I've been on a good streak, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it the full 4 hours for the live stream. Or the full 3 hours and 45 minutes. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. I think today might be hard. It might be very slow. The chat might be super quiet because there's just not a lot of people around because it's summertime, because tomorrow's 4th, or, it's basically 4th of July starting tomorrow. But man, that was wrong. Didn't just get cooked. I got burnt to a crisp. Yeah. I mean, sorry to hear that, but can't say I'm shocked. Might as well learn astrology. What are you talking about? Why do you think you need to learn astrology? Kind of able, kind of. Did you stay? Did you keep your? I saw your trades earlier. Did you hold steady, or did you make some more trades and get that back, or did you make it worse? Yeah, good job. Great job in that department. No, yes, I understand what astrology is. I'm just saying I took that as, I mean, chart. What is up with this chart stuff? I might as well learn astrology. And I was like, well, why did you make that jump? That's what I was asking. I wasn't necessarily asking what astrology was. I mentally locked myself out. Good job, Abel. Not easy to do. Gonna take a break. I'm out for 123 prop for the day. Oh, what? I thought you were cooking a bunch of accounts or something. Blackout? You got some gains? Good job. You were talking like it was just pure and utter carnage. I think I got to try another short here, though. Okay, looking for a short at the red line. So today is a bearish market. Yes. Okay, I'm short. See if we want to get the rejection. I'm just trying to go with the trend. Come on, keep dropping. All right, that's good enough. Stop. Risk is off the table. I'm just going to follow it down with 5. Going to let 5 cook for me. Come on. So risk now is I make 8 points. I like this. Risk, make 8 points, reward unknown. Because I don't know how far down this thing might want to drop. Come on. Risk now is I make 12. Okay. So make 12. Might try short again, though, up here. I am. We'll try to re-enter short at the red line. Are you serious, Clark? Dude. Come on, man. That is frustrating. Ugh. That's hot dog money. That's something. I don't know what it is. It's something, though. That's spaghetti-o money. I could have bought a lot of cans of spaghettios. I know. HR is about to be offended. Oh. All right. Do I might try another short here. Is that like the little miniature trend? You're still bullish biased? Yeah, I personally, I'm not bullish biased here. If it gets down around here, I'd become a little bit. I'm open to the idea of like a double bottom, but right now, I personally would struggle to be a bullish bias right now. If anything, I'm thinking bearish. Remember? Yeah, I think was it that trend line? What trend line was it? Where I drew a pattern, and I was like, I don't really trust it, and then it was beautiful. I think it was right here. I think, if I remember right. To get short or not to get short? What do we do there? Okay, maybe I just get short up here at the top. Is this a range? Just trade the range, folks? Oops, that's not what I wanted. Don't judge me. There we go. Is this like some sort of range that's forming? I don't know. And the chat is dead. Nobody's talking now. How did we go from a very chatty chat to now nobody's saying anything? What is going on? I don't understand the cycles. You passed 10 this morning? Are you copy trading? Yeah, I mean, yes. To answer that question, there is a point, Raspberry. I don't know where that point is. But yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going to cook. If it wants to come down to the red line, I'm going to I'm going to take a bigger swing at it. Okay, I'm in. Let's go, brother. Come on. Come on. There we go. Let's take risk off the table. I'll let these last 5 cook for me. Give me this tread line break. Let's go. LETSGO, let's go, let's go. LETSGO, let's go. No! Don't come up. Down. Down. I'm about to get stopped. And I am oh so close to getting stopped. There's no way I survived this, right? No, I don't believe you, Market. You're just trying to get me all hopeful. You're gonna stop me out. I don't believe you. I'm not falling for it. No, oh my goodness, what a beautiful candle. I don't believe you though. You're just suckering. You're just trying to get my hopes up that I'm gonna actually get the flush. Nope. Don't believe you. I'm not falling for it. Nope. I mean, you're trying to get. I see what you're trying to do, Marky. I see what you're trying to do. I don't believe you, though. Nope. No, you're going to bounce right off that line. You little dirtbag, Marky market maker. See, told you. Told you, Marky. Who put that yellow line there? I hate that guy. I bet he's beautiful, but I don't like him. Nope, I don't believe you. I do not believe you're going to dump it down through here. Seriously, who put that tread line there? Quickly delete it. If it comes back down, I'll delete it. Are you taking that trade props? Are you trading props or are you just done for the day and you're just sitting here color commentating? Okay, let me get rid of it. Maybe that's what was the problem. Okay, the yellow line is gone. I think that was the problem. We should dump now. Oh. Okay. Uh, 423 with it where this crosshair is. This does seem to be like a golden goose point. Oh, come on. You didn't. What did I do? It's stressful when you diddle in the middle. Yeah, diddling in the middle can, come on, get down through the 420s. I know. He said 420. Okay, I'm going to move my stop down a little bit there now. Come on, let loose. So at least worst case, my risk on these final 5 is making 12 points. So I like where my risk is 12 points. Reward unknown. Because I don't know, is it actually going to let loose? Seth Rogen. I guess it. No, go back down. The 5-minute looks so good. Just let loose to the downside. Come on. That 5-minute, it looks delicious. And I am stop. Come on, let loose. I don't know. Is the bottom maybe finally sort of in? Even over here, the one that I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe thinking bullish, more bullish now. It just does not want to drop anymore now, it seems like. And it's been this way for, yeah, for quite a long period of time, relatively speaking. But hey, maybe it just wants me to think that, and it's like, hey, Clay, we're going down 1,000 points. And I am I'm totally getting stopped out here. In fact, how did I not get stopped out there? All right, stopped out. Doggone it. Support is always to be broken. Okay, Avatar, what are we talking about now? 1 minute you're talking about astrology. Now you're saying support is always to be broken. Again, always is a very strong word. So no, support is not always to be broken. Sometimes supports will produce the most beautiful bounces you've ever seen, brother. Well, do I go for another short up here? Try the process over again? Do I try a short right? I don't know. Like I said, it's hard. It's starting to become maybe a coin flip for me because the inability for it to crack down through this 420 range, I'm not quite sure. Maybe the buyers are finally starting to kind of find some footing. I want it to break 460 and come back down. Order sitting at 452. Lost 4K on SPY. Are you day trading SPY? Sorry to hear that, Jay Humble. But are you day trading the SPY? Or like, or doing what? SPY options? Yes. So you're day trading SPY itself, or you're day trading SPY options? How long did it take you? Oh, I don't know. It didn't happen overnight. Options. Okay. Well, just as an FYI, mathematically, you are making your life way more difficult than it needs to be. You are working very inefficiently. So I'm not trying to rub salt in the wounds, but if you are, given you're in the category of day trading, mathematically, day trading futures through a prop firm is way more efficient. And again, I'm sorry you lost $4,000, but dude, like in the world of like what's going on here, you could buy a lot of prop accounts for $4,000, and you lost that in just one day. Not to mention, when you're day trading options, you have to deal with theta. And what we're doing here, day trading futures, there is no theta. So not only do futures actually move better than options anyways, there is zero theta in futures. So Jay Humble, good to have you. But I would, the math suggests that you should seriously consider day trading futures through a prop firm. Because there are some people here that had really, really bad days. They lost multiple prop firm accounts, but I don't think any of them are anywhere close to having lost $4,000 out of their pocket. Well, what do you use when you trade? When you trade options, are you using the chart to make your decisions? Yeah. BVT Spaghettio had to lose 5,000. Exactly. Yes. Okay. Well, then you're 97% of the way they're already understanding futures, because futures is also just charts. The final 3% is just learning how points work, and points are very easy. So these move in points, and then each point is worth a certain dollar value. So that's how you calculate how much money you made or lost. That's the final 3%. So, yeah, a lot of times people are like, oh man, I don't know if I want to learn futures, or I don't have time. It's like, well, do you already use charts? Yep. Well, then you're 97% of the way there already. So, yeah, the only thing you need to learn is how the points work, but very easy. If a contract is worth $20 per point, and then that contract moves 5 points, and each one is worth $20, hopefully you're saying, well, okay, so you made $100. Exactly. Because 5 points times $20 per point is 100. Do you ever hold a position for 5 minutes? Yeah, I've had some. Now in my world, 5 minutes feels like a 401k investment, but sure. Yeah, I've had some where I've had to hold for 5 minutes and longer, but that would be a rarity. No, set it right. Futures is 50-50. You're trying to predict the market. You're trying to win more than. I'm not sure what you mean. No, set it right. See, this is where punctuation does help. No, set it right. Futures is 50-50. You're trying to predict the market. You're trying to win more than losses. Is your style called? I don't know what my style is called. I guess scalping. But I'll also, sometimes I'll let a trade work for me. So in theory, I could be in a trade for 4 hours if it keeps working in my favor. Now that's never happened, but in theory, it could happen. Doggone it! Now you're dumping. How do you get started? Well, if you want to get started with prop firms, the prop firm that I usually recommend, especially for beginners, if you go to the link up here, watch this. This will actually help you out quite a bit, because it'll also help you set up the new platform, because you'll need a new platform compared to what you're doing and using right now. Or this right here. So what you're doing here, I'm not saying it's impossible to lose $4,000 in a single day with prop firms, but you would have to really lose your mind in order to lose $4,000 in a single day with prop firms. I don't know what he's saying either. Yeah, I'm not sure what. I don't know what the no was right. Said it right. Yeah. I'm just as confused as you are, newbie. Why, Kevin? Why? What? I love how some people listen and then they just stop listening. And then Kevin's going to come back like, wait, what is it? Wait, I didn't realize. It's like, yeah, because you threw yourself into something where there was a little bit more rules than what you thought. Yes, futures tomorrow until 1 p.m. Eastern. And then they are closed for the weekend, and then we'll open up at their normally scheduled time of 6 p.m. on Sunday. All right, maybe a double bottom here. Do I wait for confirmation? See, you dirty rat. Dirty rat. Why couldn't you have done this move right here? Why did you have to do that? Sometimes the market just does it. It happens. There are more rules, Kevin. That's the point. There are more rules that are associated with it that might confuse you. So for $2 more, you could go take Private Trader, who has very, very clean sets of rules that anybody can understand. People like Kevin, you confuse me. You have listened to me. You have been very open-minded towards what I'm saying to you. And then all of a sudden you're like, nope, I'm done listening. It's like, why? What changed? I don't understand. It's confusing. I appreciate you showing up, saying you're doing one thing, and like, oh yeah, what you're saying makes sense. I'm going to look into that. Then all of a sudden it's like, no, I'm done listening to you though. It's weird. I don't get it. Clay, do you know if Tradeovate renews accounts the beginning of the month? Tradeovate? Or do you mean your prop firm? Take Profit Trader renews every 30 days relative to when you bought. But yeah, in terms of Tradovate, I don't know. So I think you might need a little bit more context. Okay, calculator risk. Can you at least type ABC? Right now, I think calculator risk may be a bot. Because it's like an AI program. Like, type that weird message. I asked for a little bit of clarity, and then it's just been silent. So if you're here, calculator risk, type ABC, please. I officially think you might just be a bot. But we have learned that bots, at least at this point in the history of bots, can't just reply back with ABC. Yeah, there you go, Kevin. Just go with Take Profit Trader. Again, once you establish, get your feet wet more, then sure, expand out to these other prop firms. Long or shorts? I'm waiting for you, Joa. We've actually been waiting. The stream's been going about 3 hours. This whole 3 hours, everybody has been beating on my door. Where's Joa at? I don't know. I don't know where Joa's at, but you're here. So you tell us. We've been waiting for you. Long or shorts, Joa? Oh, Neil. That's a mic drop. Neil can't. That's true. Neil can't type ABC. Dang. That was good, Dented. I think we short it to 20,000. Huh? Wait, what? 900 points? Wait, no, wait. No, that's not right math. 9,000. Okay, wait a second. 20,000 puts us at a 9,000 point price target? Or am I dented? Is it 900 or 9,000? I think it's 9,000. Dang. The 9,000 point, weird. Shows up asking us what to do, and then all of a sudden throws out a 9. That's great. That's wow. All right. Well, I'm gonna, with all due respect, I'll go ahead and be like, I'll pass on that one. I don't have the patience to wait for a 9,000 point drop. Or are you saying it's gonna have my end of day? Hey, when is this 9,000 point drop gonna happen? Like by end of day? Or are we talking like, what kind of time frame are we talking about here, Joa? Because if it's by end of day, I mean, forget the kids, forget their college funds. I'm throwing it all in. I will be back when it does. Oh boy, here we go. Where do these people come from? They show up, clearly they're newbies. They don't know what they're doing, long or short. I have a little fun with them, and now they try to act like they're an expert. Why? Why do people do that? I don't understand. I don't understand. I mean, he may be back like 8 years from now. Like if it hits 29,000, he's like, I told you so. It's like, wait, what? It's the end of the day. I'm full port and everything. Do it, Jimmy. If it's by end of day, a lot of firms will be closing up shop. I don't think that's even possible. I'm pretty sure that would trigger a limit down. So I don't even think it's possible by the end of the day. I guess I can't say that for sure. I've not done the math or fully understand those sorts of rules. But like, I don't even, yeah. SNDK down 400. Yeah, but 400 is not that much, is it? What's SanDisk trading at right now? Isn't it like $5,000 per share? Yeah, what? There's nothing. It's a $2,000 stock. $400 is nothing. It's still in a beautiful uptrend. We're not even at the 50-day SMA. Which, by the way, Doc Soul. Beautiful bounce. Beautiful bounce. Not totally beautiful, but it stayed within the journal range of it. So yeah, right here. Is that about to be an entry point right there? 1610? Is that the Dark Soul? I don't know. Maybe. I'm not touching it. I mean, that stock is a joke compared to futures. When did you start? Seems you're new. Joa, let's just put all the kidding aside. Like, you are newer, right? Which is fine, by the way, because we all do start off being new. But, I mean, let's not gaslight the chat to make us feel crazy when the first thing you ever show up and say, do we go long or short, right? Like, that's clearly what somebody that's trying to learn would do. So, like, how long have you been in the markets? By the way, great to have you. Welcome. I know you're a new face. Good to have you. So, yeah, we can tell you're new, which is fine. Again, I don't say that as an insult. We all start off new. From 2100 to 700 in a few hours is insane. Not compared to futures. Will you short it? Okay. Well, Joe, I was trying to have a friendly conversation, but okay. So you're just a troll then. Gotcha. Clay, how to simply get better at trade? Just not profits, but want to be a not. I can't give you any advice on that because my advice, I can't tell you. Why I can't tell you? Get my mentorship. Now you're gonna think, which I totally understand. Of course you're gonna tell me to get your mentorship. You just want me to buy your mentorship, and I totally get that. That's why I say I don't really have any credibility. But that is my answer. I have a great deal of confidence in my mentorship. Prove it. It comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. I know, like, course sellers have been vilified, and maybe rightfully so, over the past few years. But I will say this. My program has been around since 2013. It's still around, and it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So, yes, I actually am willing to put my money where my mouth is and say, yeah, I believe in what I put together. So that is what I would answer. My mentorship. And then, well, yeah, again, to be fair to Joa, I started off kind of with a little bit of joking around. Like, oh, we've been waiting for you. So I understand, like, okay, he's joking around a little bit back. But, you know, I try to set all that aside and try to just be friendly. Like, all right, hey, man, how long have you been in the markets? And then, of course, I don't know. He didn't want to be serious. 7, okay, well then. So I don't blame him for his answer. I kind of poked at him a little bit. He poked back. Fair enough. But now when I try to set aside the joking, he's still joking around. It's like, okay, so you're just not serious then. Fair enough. Not the first time we've seen something like that. Won't be the last. Can I get my money back for... Yes. I will gladly send you 32 cents since I offended you. I'm sure there is, like, I don't know, at the beginning of the live stream, there is 2 or 3 people. Pam did. Who else did? Krager did. I don't know if Pam and Krager are still around, but yeah, there are definitely people here. All right, maybe Bounce here. There's Pam. How long is the course? It's not really, it's multiple courses put together. It's live webinars. It's case studies. So at this point, I don't know, it's been around for 13 years, probably bare minimum, at least 1,000 hours of content. With that said, does that mean you need to do 1,000 hours? No. But every week there's a live webinar that's an hour, which is recorded and then put into an archive. So even that, I think this past Tuesday was episode 543. So even just of webinar content alone, 543 hours of content. Again, you don't have to go through it all, but yeah. So how long will it take you? I don't know. Some people, they learn a concept and they're like, I'd like some more examples. Well, then there are more examples. But if you don't need any more examples, well, then you can just keep moving. But the person that needs more examples, obviously it's going to take them longer because they wanted more examples. I think the bounce will come at 265. Okay, so I'm assuming that's your entry point. Where's your stop going to be? Abu. Abu entry 265. I can't believe this thing. I personally think we're headed down to 1,000. At this point, I was saying it jokingly for a little bit, but I'm gonna plant my flag. I think we're headed down to, well, we're gonna hit at least minus 1,000 at this point. Why not? Do your kids ask you a lot of money? Do my kids ask me for money? Well, I mean, my oldest is 14, and then yeah, no, they don't. They know homie don't play that because they know. Can I have some money? No, you can get a job. There you go, Pam. Thank you, Pam. I appreciate it. I know you did that earlier today too, so very kind of you. Where were you, by the way, on Tuesday? Huh? You were not there on Tuesday. Where were you? The speculation got a bit spicy. Yeah, Reward. So Reward, he's another member. All right, I will look for a short up around here if it wants to bounce back up. Gator! I've been working Tuesday. What the world? My man's the king of NQ. Nah, this is MNQ. This is MNQ. But thank you, though. I did notice that, Hoover. You were not there. Usually you are like tried and true there every Tuesday night. It's crazy. Well, in a good way. I mean, crazy in a good way. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, I should notice that. And yeah, the whole mentorship is a lifetime. It's none of this crap where it's you gotta pay every month to keep access or every quarter. No, it's a lifetime thing. One payment, lifetime membership. I thought we couldn't trade today because of the news. No, you could only trade. You could only not trade 1 minute before, during, and then 1 minute after. So, like at the 8:30 news today, you could not be in a trade at 8:29 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 a.m. Eastern, and then 8:31 a.m. Eastern. But outside of that, you can trade away. They explain it in the email, and I try to give them feedback. Like, you need to do a better job of explaining the news rule because there are lots of instances like this right here where people don't know. So I don't blame you one bit for being confused by that. They definitely need to do a better job of explaining it. I've communicated that. And yeah, the email still says the same thing, which is just, I mean, I'd be happy to write them a sentence. I can write them a sentence that makes it very black and white, but maybe someday they'll be like, sure, Clay, we'll take you up on that offer. I got to be careful I don't forget about that order. I almost forgot. I mean, I did momentarily forget about it. They just need to do that auto liquidation position thing. Yeah, that's not a terrible idea. Could get spicy around margin call time. Well, I mean, with take private trader, I guess there's a form of a margin call, but not real. Well, yeah, okay, I guess that's a margin call. Like when your trade just ends because you've hit the drawdown, I guess that's the equivalent of a margin call. All right, I'm gonna try a long here. Why? Because I'm dented. Because I'm dented. Okay, I'm long. Come on, brother. Turn into a green hammer. Turn into a green hammer. Uh-oh. I just looked at the P&L. Uh-oh. It's not good. Okay. So, this risk is off the table. Let's see if we can get this thing into bounce. I'm just going to let it cook with 5 contracts. Let's see some sort of quick... Come on, brother. There we go, Duck Soul. Okay. Now my risk is I make 8 points. I like it. Risk, worst case, I make 8 points. Reward, unknown, because I don't know how high up this might want to bounce. But I like when my risk right now is I make 8 points. No, but let's keep going. Let's keep bouncing, brother. Oh, I'm getting Duck Souled. Oh, come on. I will scream Duck Soul from the rooftops if you can get up to that green line. And I am a baboon of my word. Get up there. I want to be screaming Duck Soul from the rooftops. Keep going, brother. Okay, let me get my stop. So now my risk is I make 12 points. I like risk of making 12 points. Okay, I will throw a target out there just in case it actually gets up there. So I'll take 1 off the table at that point. Uh-oh. Am I really about to have to be yelling this? Me. No, stop. Are you serious? Mark, that was just a joke. Oh, my family's going to be worried for me. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Plug your... Oh, wait. I said the green line. I got to go this up a little bit more. There we go. Plug your ears if that line gets hit. I'm a baboon of my word. Yeah, are you serious, Clark? Am I actually going to have to do this? I love it, though. Worst case right now, make 28 points. My risk is making 28 points. Reward unknown, because I don't know how high this wants to go. No, I did not promise a shirt ripoff. Am I really going to have to do it? I've never been conflicted about a price target. I almost want to get stopped, but at the same time, that's kind of weird. Oh, Saudi, everybody. Saudi. Whew. I was getting a little nervous there. I'm like, oh, great. The police are going to be calling the cops. All right, now is this a short right here? Is this bounce about to fail and then go right back down? I don't know. Thank you, Mac. Thank you, rookie. It feels so naughty to go long in this sort of environment. I am back. Are you in black? All right. At least you got it. No other laughter. Bunch of it. Hey, KRT. Hello. Tell Blossom I say hello. Fantastic. Dun, 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 dun. I'm not committing to it. I'm just throwing it out there, kind of just to hold myself accountable, but also maybe to start to mentally prepare myself, because it does require a mental fortitude. But I might go to the close today, because this action has been so spicy. It's been good quality action. So if this action keeps up, again, I'm not totally committing to it, but I'm throwing it out there as a possibility. I'm getting bored of constant doubting. Again, like I said, you heard my answer. You heard my answer where I think can be a help. So I'm laughing, but looking at the charts, not typing. The 5-minute EMA 9 is undefeated today. Has been doing pretty well. Am I about to try another long here? I might. Step 1, hit the white line. There we go. Okay. See if it wants to bounce back up. Looking to get long at the green line. Uh-oh. Well, there it is. There it is. Making her way downtown, walking fast, faces passing as we're homebound. Name, okay, if you can name that song, I think we are best friends. If you can name what I just did there, I think we may be long lost baboon brothers. Eric, that's Tuesdays. That's Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Dude, CRF. No, I need the artist too. Is that the Friday song goes Friday, Friday. Cause I need you, and I want you, and now I wonder if I could. Was it fly? If I could fly, I think it's fly. Can I get a lyric check there? No, not Terry Crews. Correct. Vanessa Carlton, 1,000 miles. Yes, I'm revealing my age. That came out. Okay, so I'm trying to think of my life. That was 2000. I'm gonna go 2004. My guess is it came out in 2004 because it was after high school, but it was like still in the college years, like where you could like relate. I'm guessing 2004. Could somebody check me? When did that song come out? I'm guessing 2004. Might have been 3, might have been 5. When did it come out? Can we get a fact check? When did It was 2002? Really? I don't remember that being out as a senior in high school. Are we sure? Can we get a fact check on that? Can we get a fact check on the fact check? Why I started to sing that, I don't know. How did that come? Did somebody? One of you triggered that in my mind? You pulled it out of the crevices of my baboon brain. Who did that? That is so random. Yeah, I have no idea what triggered that. That was crazy. Yeah, fact check aisle 9, please. Can we get 1,000 miles by Vanessa Carlton? What year did 1,000 miles? There we go. Let's see. Really? It was 2002. I could have sworn I had a couple years in college by then. All right, well. Thank you, Curtis, for the fact check. Anyways, good song. She was I think she was a one-hit wonder, though. Did Vanessa Carlton ever have any other songs? I don't think so. I think that was just a one-hit wonder. Hey, thank you, Mihai. Much appreciated for using code Clay, all caps, with Lucid. Appreciate that. Thank you. I like Mihai. I've kind of come at him a couple times with a little bit of a bluntness, and he takes it as intended. He's like, hey, man, thanks. And the guy still used my code. Some people, you're mean. I'm out of here. You little jerk face. Look what you did, you little jerk. I'm not even going to ask. That movie quote comes up too much. I know you guys know that one. If you don't know that movie quote, maybe stop being a communist. I'll just leave it at that. Anyways, next topic. Oh, we got a me Hall. I was down over 1,000. Now I'm only. Hey, for real. That's a good comeback. It's a real good comeback. Good job. Now be careful. If you're anything like me, you might be tempted, be like, okay, I'm only 200 from green, and you might just force trades for the sake of getting back to green. So just do a double check. Is this actually a good setup? Does this actually meet my strategy? You ever watch Beats? No, no, never heard of it. Was it on MTV or something? I did not get cable until our junior year, or my junior year of high school. Mihal is a Russian name. Oh, is it? Well, I don't know if I agree with just take the red day. I'm just because if another A plus setup shows up, then just take the setup. I'm just saying the voice can tend to maybe make an A plus setup or make a not so good setup appear to be an A plus setup because you just want to get back to green. Oh, 1980s movie? No. Yeah, I don't remember a whole lot from the 80s. I was born in 83. So like even by like 1990s, I was 7. So like I guess I probably remember some stuff about being 7, but I definitely remember the 90s though. And we've had this discussion many times before. The 90s, I'm sorry, golden age to grow up. All right, I'm looking for a short right there. Stop right there. So looking for a short at the red line. Stop is at the green line. Holy crap. I almost did it again with the 51 thing. That is getting ridiculous. Okay, I'm in. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Well, no. Hey, never mind. Never mind. Resistance levels, what are those? Downtrend, what's that? Well, I guess on the bright side, it didn't make me sit there for 30 minutes before finally just kicking me out of the trade. We cried. Yeah, we are also scarred thanks to Land Before Time. Like, my kids are not going to see Land Before Time because it's like, that's like, what were our parents thinking letting us watch Land Before Time? This is the first hourly green candle in a while. You mean the one, or I'm, yeah. The one, wait, which candle is green? Okay, do I try again here, or is this like some sort of like what is going on with this? Is this some sort of just brutal V shape? Okay, I will try right here. Okay, short red line, stop green line. But this will be my last attempt. If this thing just busts up through those, well then, no thanks. But I mean, what? Oh, ducks. Oh, look at that. 21 EMA. That's why it's my, if you want to be my lover, you got to get rid of my friends. So the 21 EMA got rid of my friends. Now, is the 21 EMA perfect? It's not perfect. Nothing is perfect. But do I think that it's at least in the world of futures, do I think it's worth at least experimenting with? I do. I do. Yeah, right now this is what? From the right here, let's just call it 340. There's 100 points. Yeah, we're at about a 120 point move right now. Correct. Only yeah, that is the most factual thing that's been said today. Only clay is perfect. Yes. Oh, that totally reminds. Okay, we got to talk bats again. Somebody remember. I'm about to get filled here, but remind me. We need to talk bats again. Bats. There's a new bat story. Could you say your guess at what the market is? I think it's volatile, but I'm new, so I don't know. Yeah, no, I would agree right now the market is volatile. Okay. So for context sake, what was it, about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I got bit by a bat. Thankfully, how it worked out, I happened to swipe. I smacked the bat, knocked it out. We got the bat so that we could have it tested. Came back negative, no rabies. Okay, fine. So today, my son comes in and is like, "Hey, Dad, we found a bat in the turtle." I said, "What?" "Yeah, there's a bat on the turtle." "What are you talking about, Trip? What are you talking about, Trip? Can I just show you?" Yeah, sure. Okay, sure. Are you really gonna? I'm trying to tell a bat story. Come on, market. Okay, we'll table it. I think I'm about to get filled. I am filled. There's my first target. Are you serious? Okay, whatever. All right, I'm done with those. I'm done with those. Yeah, that's one of those things when there are big downtrends, and then if the thing happens to decide to basically go straight up green with zero pullbacks, there will be I want to say blood. There will be some paper cuts. So right now, I don't want to get being paper cut to death is a real thing. So I've had two paper cuts in a row, nothing disastrous, but if this thing continues to just do this, I do not want to get paper cut to death. So I'm like, what are you talking about? So we last week we bought a pool and like just like a temporary above ground one, actually really nice off of Amazon, because it's just so the kids can swim, and on so like my wife bought a thermometer for it, and it's just a thermometer that bobs, but like the part of it on top that helps support it is just a turtle. So I guess what had happened is last night a bat must have swooped down, tried to get some water, got stuck, swam over to the turtle because that is the one thing that was floating, and it was just like, it literally, my wife took a picture, it was like clasped on. So my wife, bless her heart, she found like a big one of my thick jackets, and she had, I don't know if it was welding gloves or some sort of gloves, very, very thick. So she got the bat and put it in a bag and everything. But yeah, so my son was telling the truth. There was a bat on a turtle in the pool. But I'm like, what is going on with the bats right now? Well, again, where I got bit by a bat in Michigan. We're now back in Iowa. So, I mean, I guess there are bats across state lines. No, nobody touched the bat. Nobody got bit by the bat. But I'm getting sick and tired of bats. Let me put it that way. Getting sick and tired. And I used to be on Team Bat because I know those things eat like quadruple their weight of mosquitoes. Ace, where were you over those past 4 or 5 days? I told that story about 10,000 times. So I definitely don't feel like telling the bat bite story again. Okay, maybe I exaggerated. I told it about 9,997 times. Apparently, yeah, I guess so, MJ. I don't know. Maybe word got out on the street. Like words got out on the bat blogs. Have you tried pulling all? That's a good point, Johnny. I have not. So that is actually still on the table as a possibility. I mean, it might have been, but This was not the smartest of brothers. It was kind of like Brad, and then Joe Mappa showed up to avenge him. It's like, dude, you got to do better. You literally flew yourself into a pool, got stuck, and then you had to swim over to the floating turtle. So, I mean, that's the best analogy. If that, I mean, if we're going with that, then that it was Joe Mappa trying to avenge Brad. All right, now this thing is at least a little confusing here because now it's a valid question. Okay, is it still a downtrend or is this actually a turnaround? Because it's moved up high enough for me to have a turnaround potentially on the table. I'm not saying I'm totally convinced, but it's at least on the table now. Until this, it was not on the table, hence me taking those two trades because I was just trying to go with the trend. Up until that point, all those sorts of trades would have worked out. But now that it's made the bigger move, I'm like, okay, well, we got to put it on the table. Maybe the Bulls are actually finally back. Do we have visitors? I thought I heard some voices that I did not recognize. I don't think there's any plans of people coming over today. Who knows? Who knows? My wife just says, get up into the hot and stuffy closet and live stream, boy. I'm so glad you guys cannot hear that fan though. That's man. That's been a lifesaver this week. Well, I remember when I said the 320s look good for a long. Dang, you didn't get filled. That's mean. That's mean. It got within 9 points of 320 and then bounced. That's cruel. I hate when the market does that. So close, yet so far away. Make sure those. I know, totally rude. Totally rude. The market's rude like that. Sure. Make sure those electricians. Yep. Yep. There will be plenty of outlets. We got one outlet per every other room. So some rooms we don't have outlets in, but we just figure we'll just run an extension cord over to that room if we ever need it. So I think we got plenty. I appreciate your concern though. Long 425. Stop 410. Oh, Doc Soul. Dang. 15-point stop, but that brother wants 75 points. All right, well, you can have a very low win rate with that and still be just fine. Appreciate the 3 numbers, brother. Before I forget, I am live streaming tomorrow in the morning, 9 a.m. 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern, because that's when the market's closed. Tomorrow is now stock market, options market is closed tomorrow, but futures market, because it's awesome, is open until 1 p.m. Eastern. All right, Johnny, see you later. 100 degrees in New York right now. Okay, folks, we have a clue. That legendary BM is in New York. So does that maybe give us a clue on what the BM represents? We have had bowel movement as a guess, black man, baby mama, baboon mafia. So does that help us narrow down about what he won't tell us, which I appreciate. I like a man of mystery. But okay, we got a clue, chat. He's in New York. Does that help us figure out what the BM? Okay, is it Batman? Oh, wait, no, Batman was in Gotham, though. Gotham City. Oh, yeah. A city of justice. A city of love. A city of Tintin for every one of us. Because we all need it. Somebody now. Gotham City. Who sings that? Little the legendary Baltimore, Maryland. I don't know. How does that help with New York? What? Brooklyn. Okay, now that makes sense. Brooklyn mathematician. Okay, potentially. Bronx monster. Okay. Correct, Alfred R. Kelly. Didn't that guy get himself into some trouble? Or do I have him confused with somebody else? Maybe he was Batman up in the Empire State. Yeah, that was a wild story. There are some good memes going around about that now. Oh, wow. Okay. Up and straight back down. Well, are we just going to drop? Was this just a faulty move here? That's why I'm not sure. If you are buying a pullback here, I'm not going to call you crazy because I understand your premise that, okay, no, this was a leading indicator that the downtrend is over. So I think a new little trend is going to start. So I'm buying the pullback in that trend. Well, as of right now, that's looking like maybe you got fooled. Not quite, but we'll see. Got smoked immediately. Yeah, I had a couple of was it this trade? One of these trades I took off my paper cuts. I think I was in the trade for 4 seconds. And I'm actually not exaggerating. That one trade was like, whoa. Boogeyman, okay. The legendary Boogeyman, okay. Yeah, with the data of New York, I think Brooklyn mathematician and Bronx monster, those seem plausible. Best one though is bowel movement. So until we have a better, like that's what we're trying to upend right now. His BM stands for bowel movement. So his name is the legendary bowel movement. That I can't. Who came up with that too? I think it might have been a woman. I mean, that's that's a keeper there. I don't know. No, I don't think it was Evan. What? No, because we had Bob. I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, maybe they did. I am a man. Huh? What? Is your next comment going to be I love lamp? Double top? I don't know. Yes. Maybe. Maybe I'm not gonna call you crazy if that's. I guess I'm assuming you mean by double top is that right there, and you're saying something like this or thinking something like this. And yeah, maybe. I don't know if I'm convinced of that. Barely Manilow was born in New York. Okay, Ron. Ron, are you in New York? You seem to have a lot of knowledge about New York. The legendary beast mode? Okay. Oh, were you the first of Jays? Okay, maybe the J. Okay. I could agree with this double top. Okay, well, so again, this is where it becomes real life practice or not. So are you going to put on a trade plan or not? That's how you ultimately know if you do agree. I'm not saying you have to, but right now we're kind of still in hypothetical mode. Well, I could agree with, well, okay. Well, if you do agree with it, make sure you give yourself those 3 numbers. Limit sell place. Where? Where's your limit at? VA closer. Maybe I'll join you. Maybe I'll join you. I am risking another paper cut. 480. Okay, and where's your Duck Soul? Okay, so you're not really waiting for up there. Where's your stop at? I'm guessing your stop is at 506. That's my guess. Where's your stop at? Okay, fair enough, Kevin. So you don't 100% believe. 510. Okay, there we go. Yeah, if it were me, this is what my trade plan that I might do. Might look something like this. So 492 entry, stop at 507. Ooh, do I come down a little bit more? Yeah, maybe that's a little bit better of an entry because then you can capture all those rejection points over here. I don't know if I want to risk. Well, how many points is that? 93.03, so 24 points. I don't know if I want to risk 24 points. Don't short, I'm long. Well, if you're long right now, by the time I get short, I mean you're already like 25 points in the green. So it should we could have a win-win. Yeah, maybe this is just officially the sideways channel now. I still think we got a chance. I still think we got a chance that that thing at some point flashes minus 1,000 today. I'm not nearly as convinced as what I once was, but I still think there's still time. Roger that, Abu. Somebody else using the 9 EMA, which I know is another popular one. Very tempted to throw it on the chart at some point, but I already have plenty of other lines. If anything, I should be looking to do a little house cleaning, not adding more clutter. Gate set up on your I don't know. I don't even know. I have no idea what you're talking about. A gate set up. Maybe. Maybe I do. If I do, I don't know that I do. Let me put it that way. Yeah, I just don't like that big risk. I'm gonna make it a little bit tighter. There we go. Okay, let's try this again. Last time I got up around this area, rejected. Again, rejected. So in a weird way, maybe like a triple top here I'm trying to play. But my target for the long is above your stop. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so why do you ask? Are you suggesting I should put a gate on it? A gate is kind of like a mute for your microphone that it only deactivates when you speak. Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't have anything like that. I don't even know if that's possible on this type of microphone. Are you saying you can hear the fan if I'm not speaking? So you're suggesting that it should just mute itself when I'm not speaking? Is that what you're kind of getting at with all this? City. Right, I gotta ask my wife something real quick. We don't hear a fan? Good. Hey, Abby? Abby? Did you hear from the car place? Okay. I was hoping that I would come back and I would have seen that spiked up here and then dumped. But no. Your audio sounds like it mutes when you're not speaking. I know, a strange question. Okay, so it was more so just a curiosity question, not really a suggestion type of thing. Again, I have an order to get short at the red line. Stop is the green. Gotcha. So I guess maybe I do. I don't think I do, though. Let's aim for that M structure. Huh? I don't know my ABCs. I don't know what an M structure is. All I know is that this general area here has rejected the price. So I'm like, hey, maybe it can reject the price once again. But yeah, if you want to call that an M structure, then cool. I'm all for it, brother. Whatever makes us sound the smartest. Yeah, yeah. Again, I don't use letters in my trading, so I'm too stupid for that stuff. Clay, they're basic letters. Yes, exactly. That I said I'm very stupid. All right. Okay, if that red line turns blue, I'm in. I think VA closer's already in, right? Because what was your entry point? 480 or something? So you're already in. Come on, don't just go up a little bit more. At least fill me, and then let's go in both our directions. Oh no. Oh no. Hey! Hey! No! Okay. Okay, now it's starting to give me the vibe where if I do get filled, it's because it's just going to push up higher, so I'm canceling this out. I'm getting the vibe that my loins are telling me, Clay, just cancel this trade plan. Something's not right here, brother. So I'm going to listen to my loins. But I wish you all the best, VA closer. Do you know if I don't think so. I have not seen really any 4th of July sales. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, I guess in theory it's possible, but I have zero inside information. Um, I'm guessing no. I would assume 4th of July sales would have already started. Again, my stop would have been up here. So I'd have been filled. I'd be getting very close to getting stopped. So as of now, I'm quite happy that I listened to my loins. I think I said I was at 06, if I remember right, for my stop. So I'm watching this number. So I'd still be in. If I see an 06 here, I'd be out. So getting close, but I'd still be in by the skin of my chinny chin chin. Yours is 510. All right, well, it's getting close. You might survive. Like I said, my loins told me, don't do it, brother. So I had to listen to your loins when they're calling to you. Listen to your loins. Again, I'm watching that. Okay, I'd still be in. This is not hit 506. So I'd still be in by the. Oh, I'd be out. Oh! Okay. Also, VA is out. Good try, brother. Good try. I'm glad I listened to my loins. Nothing but respect. You had the courage to give us 3 numbers. I applaud that. Nothing. You have all of our respect. You can't always be right. So, cheers to you. I don't necessarily recognize the name, but good to have you here. Thank you for having enough courage to actually give a trade plan that in which you could be held accountable to. Listen to your BMS. Oh, BMs. Second day here. Okay. Good shout out. Nothing but respect. Short 515. Stop 530. All right. Well, so we need it to come. Oh, Doc Soul. Okay. So dummy needs it to come up a little bit more now. 650s. I think we can hit it. Well, then get long. Are you long right now, Batman or BVT SpaghettiOs? Nope. Going against the trend. Well, then you actually don't think that, right? If you truly thought that we were headed to 650s, you'd be long. The bear market's over. So you're short props 8? Is that what you're telling me? You're short. Dude, my loins were pretty spot on that one. There's nothing else I can do. I don't know where you're going. Wild short coverage. And now 5:15. Correct. Yes, you were dented dummy. Stop. Where's your target at? You didn't give us a target. I'm assuming it's hit, though. I'm assuming it's hit. Good call. 75. Getting close. Come on, hit it for him. Okay, we want that to be at 75. Let's call it 74 to just play. Hey, congrats. See, everybody? That's why it's so much better. The broad statements are so boring, but when you have actual numbers, then we can cheer them on. Good job, Dented. Good call. Very nice job. Kind of funny though. The bear market is over. Whoosh. Now, to be fair, this might just be a pullback and it recovers up and fine, but still kind of funny. That soon after the claim that the bear market's over, we get a red candle worth like 40 points. 50 points, excuse me. Kind of humorous. I don't know where you're going. Yeah, no, that was again all called out ahead of time too, dummy. Dented dummy. If you keep calling out things like that, you're gonna have to change your name to Dented Smarty Smar. Well, hey, if you are enjoying this stream and you want to help support it, as this is totally viewer supported, there are no sponsorships, so it actually makes a huge difference on not only keeping the stream alive and where I come back every day, but also just keeping it ad free. Code Clay, which is case sensitive, so it's got to be all caps. With any of these prop firms, is how you can accomplish multiple things. Whatever these promotions that any of these prop firms are giving, Code Clay will give you that promotion. So you're helping to save yourself some money and helping to support the stream and keep it ad-free. So truly a win-win all the way around. So like I said, if you are enjoying Code Clay, all caps, I recommend, I love Take Profit Trader. I think they're the king of the business. And especially if you're a beginner to the prop firm space, and Take Profit Trader will make your life easier with their very clean set of rules. But I do also understand that everybody's kind of at different locations of their journey. So if you are using any of these prop firms, or multiple prop firms, and like I said, you want to help support it, Code Clay, all caps. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it good. The action is kind of slowed down enough where I'm not really feeling the desire to want to carry this all the way to close. Especially with the last couple of trades I took, I don't want to all of a sudden send myself on tilt. So I'm not going to risk that. So I'm going to go ahead and call it good. Again, tomorrow I will be back at 9 a.m. Eastern, and we will go to the close at 1 p.m. Eastern. So tomorrow is shortened trading for the holiday. Stock, if anybody here trades a stock or the options, those markets are totally closed, but futures market will be open until 1 p.m. Eastern. So I'll be back at 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. So just make a friendly reminder of that. So on your way out, if you don't mind hitting the like button, that would be great. Take care, everybody. See you tomorrow. I'll be back at 9 a.m. Eastern. Code Clay, hit that like button. Take